Hello and greetings, everyone. Welcome in. It's good to see you there, Stalk for Water, Vinyl Minty. Welcome in. Guts of Plenty and Duck Admirer. Hello, hello, hello. We are finally done. We launched that you've seen. Hopefully, you've seen the launch, and I've seen a few people playing the game, so that's pretty exciting. Day of the Hamster is out. We got a few patches. I actually did a little patch and had that rolled out already. We got some other little bits and pieces to do, mainly just around like making the gameplay a little bit smoother, helping guide the player a little bit better. But things are coming along pretty well. I'm excited. Hello there, Evil Tentacle. Razor, good to see you there too. Welcome in. Let's get started by pressing, I guess, this button. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Oh man, my hair. Should have checked my hair before we started. Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing good today. Man, I'm excited. Yeah, we launched the game on Friday. It's been, I guess today is technically the 4th day it's live. Is that right? Is that how time works? It's Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah. 4 days live, technically. So we'll do a little bit of a review today on how the statistics are going for the game. We'll have a look at that, compare it to the last game as well, Day of the Sandwich. And we'll just do a little bit of an update, go through what we've got, what's going on. Maybe some minor patches and stuff like that, just to, you know, clean up the gameplay, like I said. I did actually do a little bit of a code patch as well, which I think is going to improve things, and it might actually allow it to work on the Mac platform as well. So I've sent that off to Tony, who may or may not be able to do some testing on it over the next day or so, and then we can see if the Mac build is going to be functional. And if it is, then I can add that to the page too. Hey, Halfway Channel, good to see you. The big question, did you make the bottom right screw icon smaller? I made it smaller and I moved it up to the top right. And now it's in the way of the scroll bar buttons. But I think that's a better spot for it. Yeah, that little gear icon was just not quite in the right spot. And yeah, I knew that would be a problem. I just didn't realize how big of a problem it could become. Yeah, anyway. You noticed that too, Evil Tentacle? Good. I got myself a nice cup of coffee because I'm feeling a little bit worn out today. It's been, my whole family's been sniffly. My wife's very sick at the moment. She's spent all day in bed today. So hopefully things will get better around here soon, but I'm taking a coffee just for the energy boost. Or the perceived energy boost, at least. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Yeah, that's... yeah, things are going good. Let's just jump right into the document. We always start with the document, right? So let's get in there and take a look. Man, this document is getting long, and I love how it's getting long, actually. It's great. It's good to have a big, long document. We started game 4. Technically, we started it. So this would be day 1 if we were going to if we do decide to start focusing on this. I'll put a marker in the stream and we'll switch it over to day 1. But yeah, this is where we're up to. So if we just scroll up a little bit though, these are all the things. It gets a little bit messy towards the end. Like, to be honest, the organization gets a little bit messier. But I think that's okay. Yeah, there's some ideas that we had. Like, hey, it'd be cool if you had a metal detector animation for, like, pulling it out and putting it away. But it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of effort for that. Yeah, we had some really good testing. Actually, one thing I realized watching the credits scroll today, I didn't actually put the names of testers onto the credits. So I feel like we might want to go back in and make sure that we add those to the credits today as well if we do this patch tonight. Maybe delete this hint system, ensure hints may... Oh, this is old. We definitely did that stuff. Okay, yeah, I've scrolled enough. It's actually surprising how well the games come together. Here's the thing that I didn't expect. I was like worried, gee, I hope this game has 20 minutes of gameplay in it. Because I just sit here and I play through it in like less than 10 minutes if I want to, like no problem. Everything that I've seen so far, it's like an hour long, at least. For most people, it's at least an hour long. I saw Ash said hi playing it today, which was awesome fun to watch. And it was really cool to see Ash approaching all the different puzzles and stuff. And it took I think it was 3.5 hours or something like that. Which is like, that's a decent chunk of a game. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I underestimated how much time it would take to solve the puzzles, but man, I was really impressed to see, like, yeah, it's very different. I didn't expect it, I guess. I don't really even know how to elaborate on this, honestly. Like, yeah, I was really excited to see some other people playing it too. So I've watched I watched Sonneveld's stream through it, and Sonneveld's, I think, like, wall clock time was probably like 2 hours or something like that. But even if you did cut out like the pet interactions and the distractions from chat, I think it's still like a good hour or so. And then I saw DC Bueller's video, and that was about an hour, maybe a little bit longer than an hour there too. Matisse Tech, hello, welcome in. Hello there, welcome. Thank you for the raid. How are you today? Hey, thank you for the follow. I have anonymous follows on the channel. I appreciate that. What's been going on today with you today, Matisse? Thank you for another follow there as well. Sorry, I'm slowly trying to get the shout out done here. I'm a little. I was just talking. We just launched our game on Friday, and I'm just reminiscing about how that's gone. Wow, what? AI generated 3D game model from Twitch chat? Whoa, okay, interesting. Chillin' doing some images, 3D model using local AI. That's cool, that's cool. How was that? Was that a lot of fun? I hope so. Did you get anything, like, awesome out of the process? It's an interesting new field. Broke it in the last 2 hours. Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. I'll do a quick intro of who I am as well. My name is Mike. I stream on my other channel. I actually stream doing a lot of gaming, a lot of retro and indie gaming, and I also collect old games and hardware and that kind of stuff too. So I'm just a bit of a kind of a giant nerd when it comes to this kind of stuff. I love my video games. And I've been working on a series of point and click adventure games, and the game that I just launched is called Day of the Hamster, which is heavily inspired by Day of the Tentacle and the like. So this is the second mini-series game out of 3, and then after those 3 are done, I'm going to start working on like the big game, which is going to be something using those characters, but something a little bit different as well. Like, you know, it's going to have some extra bits and pieces to it, but it's basically the process that I'm following at the moment is just like doing the mini adventures like this one, and then once all 3 of those done, I'm hoping to have learnt enough about what I want to do for the 4th game, which is the big game, and that one I'm hoping to take that one to Kickstarter and hopefully get funded to do full-time development on it for a while. So yeah. Hey there, B&U. Bagels? Bagels? I have no bagels. I do have a coffee though. Excuse me. I'm trying my very best not to get sick too. My family has sickness running through it at the moment. We got some kind of a cold flowing through the house. So yeah. Anyway, that's me. That's what I'm doing. So what we're doing right now, and today we're going to spend a bit of time on this, is going through looking at stats for the game. I was just taking a look. This is the document that I've been running all of the game dev stuff through. So we've done, this is our 4th, we're about to start work on our 4th game for the year. We did game 1 in basically the first 2 weeks of this year. If I go over to this view, you can actually see my whole screen. There you go. Yeah, so game 1 was the Day of the Sandwich, which was just a short point-and-click adventure game. And then game 2 was a real-time Scorched Earth style game. I don't know if you know what Scorched Earth is, but it's an artillery sim. Kind of, well, sim's a strong word. But a head-to-head artillery combat game. Maybe something like Worms, if you've ever seen that before. And I was making a real-time version of that. It was fun, but I decided I needed to put it on hold because I didn't have the time to get it polished to the point I needed it to be for me to feel like it was okay to release. So we moved on to game 3, which we just launched on Friday, which was a game about escaping a vault, was the basic idea. And then we spent the next 40 streams worth of days on it. I think it was 40. Yeah, day 40 was like the last day where we actually launched the game. So, and that's what this game is. So yeah, if you want to check that out, it's playable in the browser. You can, if you click download, you can just say, no thanks, take me to the downloads. It's free, or pay what you want. And yeah, we're going to do a couple of minor patches to the game today, I think. But focus is going to be on reviewing stats for the game. And then after that's done, we'll go and take a closer look at this game 4 stuff, which we sort of basically, at the end, I think it was the end of last stream or sometime in the last dev stream, we just went through and sort of scoped out a little bit of the concepts that we want to aim for in this and like goals for improving our development processes and stuff like that. So that's basically our design document at the moment is about that long. It will get thicker as we go on, and also we're going to start working on a new we've got this tool here called Figma, which we've been using to plan the puzzle dependencies. So as you play through the game, we're choosing, like, basically this is like the overall design document for like the flow of the game. Not necessarily for like how certain interactions will work exactly, but just like the idea of like, oh, you need to get this before you can do that kind of stuff. So this was a fairly complicated flow, actually. And you can sense it as you play the game. You can sense the fact that like, oh, this doesn't like... There's a lot of things that can be going on at once in the game, and that can add confusion. So I think that this was like reaching the limit of that though. Like, I don't think I want to go much further, but I don't think it went too far. I think it was probably just borderline on like something that felt like there was too much going on. So if I'd added any more to this, like any more side questy type stuff to it, I think that would have made it too much. But this one was quite complicated, especially when you compare that to the first one, which is down here. This one's like almost linear by comparison. It's very straightforward. Much simpler game. This one obviously pushed a lot of complexity in terms of like implementing features into the game engine, as well as just like the flow itself is quite complex. But yeah, it went really well. People have been, I've seen a few streams of it. I've watched, I was just saying as you came in, I watched a few people streaming it. I watched, well, actually I watched the VODs. I've only seen it playing live once so far, which was today. I got to see Ash Said Hi streaming it. A worker also streamed it, DC Bueller, and I think, did somebody else stream it? Gotta go back and look at my, my Discord to see who's streamed, I think. Oh, Sonneveld, a worker, and Ash Said Hi. Maybe it's only those three? I don't remember. I'm probably forgetting something. But yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was really good seeing all those playthroughs. And the biggest thing, the biggest surprise for me was the length of time it took for people to play through the game. I think some of that's obviously because like they got stuck, but I think that's part of playing in these type of games as well, is like you do get stuck and you have to think and like look around and explore a bit more. That being said, I do have a few patch notes based on watching those playthroughs. I have already deployed some, and I'm going to work on a couple more tonight and roll out a little minor update again, just to help people flow through the game a little bit better. So yeah, that's the intro. I think we're ready to dig in now. So last game we actually did this where is it, four-day review. which we ended up doing a few more days throughout as well. But this is like basically the whole statistics. So this would be it here. This first row is what we're going to compare to. Looking at, I guess I deleted or copied and pasted over top or something like that here. But oh yeah, this must be it here. So I guess to be accurate, where like the launch time, the window of launch was a little different compared to this, but we will take a look at these statistics. Oh, no message about, it's actually not a bot message. I just forgot to do it, Pi. I'll go do it now. Thanks for the reminder. I just forgot to do it. I was excited about going live and I totally forgot to post a message in the Discord to say I'm going live. This is our 72nd ever dev stream. On this channel, at least. And we're post, launch, review, and other interesting stuff. There we go. Posted. All right. Thanks, Pi. Sorry about that. Yes. Good. I think we're okay. I think we're all right. So what I'm going to do, because the way itch works, it does have some privacy concerns. I can't just scroll through the dashboard, but I can go and extract the stats and bring them into the document, which is what we're going to do today. This is the day 4 review for, I just copied this sheet from the other sheet, so I just deleted the contents here. I'll go find this content and we'll drop it in and we'll work it out what it sits at by comparison to this one. So is this a calculator? This is calculated, okay. I guess I'll copy the formula over here. And we'll bring the stats in. I think everything else is basically just yeah. So we're currently on day, I guess, 4, right? Technically it's day 4. Again, release window and like time frames since release and stuff, it's not going to be exact, but it should hopefully be close enough that we can get some comparisons out. Let me go over to itch and get the dashboard open. Go to the analytics and okay, so views is this number. Control Shift V. Okay. That paste without formatting. Guess it did. All right. Downloads. Browser plays. Where's that? There it is. Ratings. Oops. Collections. Comments. 7-day impressions. Okay, yep. How do we do that in this sheet? Yeah, we did by Ks. Okay. CTR. Click through rate. Whoops, wrong button. Also, let's get a proper shout out here for Matisse as well. Thank you again for the raid. I'm going to click that follow button as well. Hey there, Refraction. Good to see ya. So, this kind of a post-mortem? Yeah, kind of. It's a little early for a post-mortem still, I think. We could still, there's potentially still some stuff we could do to potentially increase the traffic. But we shall see. Look at this statistics here. This is crazy. This is a much higher average than I anticipated. Like, the price is set at $4.99. Like, the recommended payment, if you want to support, you throw $4.99. But people obviously overwhelmingly decide to pay more than that, which is baffling. It's interesting. Is this supposed to be calculated total gross revenue? I guess that was only calculated for when we had the licensing thing, because it's basically just this number otherwise. So we haven't got any licensing deal emails yet, as far as I can tell. I haven't seen any of those. Why does this say 74 and 368? This must have been a later date. I don't know what this is about. Anyway, the focus is actually just this one here. And we're just going to compare those. So the first thing I'm seeing is that the click-through rate was much higher. Much higher. For Day of the Sandwich. And I don't know why. The thumbnails are basically the same. Weird, right? Weird. I don't know why. Maybe it's the color scheme? Maybe it's the color scheme. Maybe people prefer to see purple than they prefer to see green. People are drawn more to sandwiches than hamsters is definitely possible. Oh, boy, oh boy. There's always a spammer. There's always a spammer. What can you do though, right? What can you do? Thank you. Thanks for taking care of that. Can you explain click-through rate real quick, please? Yeah, absolutely, Razor. So basically, if you look at this number here, this is how many people have seen. I'm going to use the term loosely. When I say seen, it means that it was rendered on the page. So that's an impression. If you see it, and then you click on it, that's a click-through rate. How many people who saw it, and I'm using the quotes because you don't always see it when you get the impression, right? The impression is like, oh, it was drawn on the page. They could have scrolled past it, or they might not have scrolled down quite far enough to actually see it, but it's on the page. And then the click-through rate is how many percent, what percentage of people who see it have clicked on it. So it's less than 1% of people who have it rendered on their page have clicked through. And comparing that to Day of the Sandwich, it was closer to 1% when it launched. Now this time frame is not exactly the same sort of time frame, like I was saying. So this graph here represents when we launched the game on, I guess, the 16th or the 15th. I'm not quite sure what the date here is. Something looks like it's probably the 16th, according to this calendar. And then there was like 1, 2, 3 full days. 3 full days of being on the website. And then another day, another part of a day. Like not a full day. If we look at the graph later on, you can see later on, it actually went through that climb, and then it did actually continue to climb on views for that 4th day. And it started to trail off, and then something happened. And I guess it got like more promotions because more people, like, I guess Itch's algorithm decided, oh, we should show this to more people because it seems to be popular. And then it started to trail off again. And since then, I don't think it's really climbed back up to these kind of impressions. But there you go. That's the rough outline there. Whoa. What the heck, Pi?
Finals Yean donated 50 on Ko-fi. Congrats on your 2nd game. Here's to future endeavors. Can't wait to see what's in store for Delphine and Lucas.
Wow. Pi, thank you so much. That's extremely generous of you. You did not have to do that. I really appreciate it, though. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much, Pi. You've taken me aback a little bit. Thank you so much, mate. I appreciate that. I appreciate the explanation. Thank you. You're welcome. Direct hits are not calculated. Direct hits, as in like people going to the page, that's a little different, and that's under views, which is this number in the first column. That's actually people who were on the page. So if we look at the views number, 2,500 in that first period. At the moment, we're sitting a little bit behind that. Now, our graph looks different. We launched at a different time of day, and there's not exactly the same number of days. We're kind of like, we're almost a full day behind, almost. But I will grab this diagram and I'll paste it in here so we can take a look at it. So this is the same graph. Obviously, it looks a little different because we didn't launch late in the day here, so there's not like a lower point and then a climb. And you can see the shape of the graph is also very different. It hit really strong at first and then sort of it started to taper off. And we haven't finished today yet. This day is still climbing. But if we compare it, the first day, obviously, it was like not a complete day, so it was a shorter amount. Then the second day, it had a full day. This is a full day's worth of time. And then it did gain some more attention. I don't remember what we did differently. I think I might have tweeted about it a little bit more. I know I tweeted in the lead up to launching the game a lot more with the last game. So yeah, I'm not really sure. And then it's tapered off again. And I think if we look at like I said, if you look at later data sets, you can see how it did fall off fairly smoothly actually until it got picked up again somehow. I'm not sure what exactly happened here. Oh, Yosh, it's great to see you too, by the way. You got your trailer in my recommendation. Nice. I hope you watched it. I hope you watched the whole thing so it continues to recommend it to more people. Pi, again, I don't know what to say. That's mind-blowing. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it, my friend. I feel like I should be giving you some money to say thanks for helping out with all the VOD support that you've been giving me. Making more money from trailer rather than the game. Well, my YouTube account's still not partnered because I still haven't reached the required statistics for becoming a YouTube partner. So if it was, then yeah, that'd be nice. It'd be nice to be able to make some money on the trailer too, right? But yeah, okay. So these are the stats for the previous game. So like, they're not going to be. I'm not expecting them to be the same. I kind of wish I could have like worked out the exact number of hours between each of them. But if we just take a look at this, there's like almost a full day's more content here than I think there is here. Because we sort of launched later in the day on this day, and we've just been tapering off a little bit. So it's like the launch window is a bit different, and it makes it a bit harder to see. But we did launch like in the evening on Friday night, and still managed to get a huge amount of impressions, which was great. And then it's just started to fall off since then. But I'm hoping that we see another bounce back like we did with the first game. Sort of like, how many days in is this? Is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the 7th day almost, it just decided to like, for some reason, I don't know how Itch's algorithm works, but somehow it decided to like, oh, we should promote that some more. So I kind of want to go back to, I don't know, maybe I should reach out to Itch and see if I can get it promoted somehow. But it seems to be doing pretty okay, actually. So like I said, the views are going to be down a little bit because you haven't quite got the same amount of days, but it does seem like even if we had the same amount of days, I'm not sure that this number would beat this number. Sorry, this number. It's like we're over 1,000 below where that is right now. And I don't think... Sorry, I'm just trying to find the diagram again, wherever that's gone. Here it is. Oh no, that's not it. That's it. Day one, the first complete day, we actually had more views. It's like 657. It's about 700 views on day one. Whereas looking at this one, we've got less than 600 views. We're close to like 550, somewhere around there for day one. I can tell you the exact number if I hover over it over here. Actually, 519 for day one. So it didn't hit as strong. Again, that was like not a complete day though. So if I look at the next day, it's actually lower. It's actually 459. So yeah, we're significantly below this number. That one's like around 700. So It's interesting. I don't know if I could have done anything differently. Maybe better thumbnail would help. I did think about doing an animated thumbnail for the game, which I didn't. I have not done this time around. You're not teasing anyone at AGS. I've heard they supported publicity efforts of games and that use their engine. I haven't tried tweeting anybody at AGS. I did put the game up on the AGS website though, which I guess I'll have to go find. I did put the game up here. So you can see it's their most recent games. And it's been downloaded 22 times, as in, I think somebody's clicked the download link 22 times, which takes them to the store page, basically. No comments or anything just yet. So yeah, reviewing the stats, it's I'm not upset about this at all. I think this is really still quite positive. We've got a lot of downloads. Let's compare the download figure, actually. That's an interesting one to compare. So the first 4 days, 97 downloads compared to 119 downloads. So more active, like people are choosing to download more when they get to the page. Browser play 740 versus, well, it's like we're half of that. So that's crazy difference, actually. That's a crazy difference. I think that's just down to like literally the numbers are just higher. If people are getting to the page, they might as well click the play button. They might not play for very long, but they might as well click it. Ratings 13, ratings 9. So we're actually not that far behind on ratings. Actually, I did get one 1-star rating, and the rest of them are 5-star ratings. I don't know why there was a 1-star rating. They didn't leave a comment. They just like randomly someone decided it's a 1-star game and moved on. They didn't look at my other stuff as far as I can tell. So a download click-through rate would be a nice stat to have too. We can calculate that actually. What I think is probably the critical value is like either of these numbers compared against views, and then we can calculate the stat. But yeah, 1 out of 5 stars, awesome game. Yeah. Well, they didn't even leave a comment, which is a strange one. But anyway, that's the ratings. Collections 41 versus 48. So we're not far behind. Like on the actual stats, we're not that far behind. I guess browser plays is significantly behind, but again, browser plays, they could just click on it and then abandon it. I don't think they care how long the person plays for. If you click on it, the game's like loading and then they just click back because they're like, oh, I don't really want to play this kind of game. Then they're not gonna like if they're not sticking around for it, that's it. Like it's just moving. Like yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm not sure how valuable this stat is. But looking at the download stat and the other stats, they are all kind of comparable, I think, given the slightly less amount of time that people have had to engage with it. 41 and 119 are not that different from these numbers. I mean, in fact, downloads is better. So, yeah. Comments, though. Comments is surprisingly less comments. Not too many less, though. It's like a third of the amount, one third less comments almost. Our 7-day impressions isn't going to be that useful on day 1 or day 4 or wherever we're up to, but 154,000 impressions versus 74,000. Time of year, maybe. We launched around we launched in the second week of January, basically, at the end of the second week of January. And it's like the first day of June, basically, when we launched. So not quite the first day of June, just before that. So statistically, probably less people are in front of the computer at that time of year, I imagine. You know, it's not in the USA and the Northern Hemisphere. It's not the middle of winter, so people are probably like just spending a bit less time out, a bit more time outside. I mean, a bit less time in front of the computer. Considering it's nearly half the time period, it's about the same. I mean, it's not quite half the time period. Like the time period's similar, right? It's this is like the 4-day stats. And if you, again, if we look at like the actual graph, I don't know why the graph keeps disappearing. This graph, not this one. Kind of I mean, what's the difference between these two? I guess it's on slightly earlier in that day. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 days, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So anyway, the period's like about, well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Technically 4 days, because if you cut off this one and just look at these ones. Whereas if you look at this one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 exactly. So yeah, we're 1 day behind, but the stats on the views is down, certainly. Anyway. Payments. 21 versus 23. So we're actually ahead on payments. Gross revenue is up as well. So the total gross revenue for the other game is around about this. There might have been 1 or 2 more sales since I did this, but I don't think it's been that much more. I can go check. Yeah, so the current figure is this. Hang on, let me do that. There you go. There's a format painter. There you go. So that's the current stat, which is actually higher than I thought. I don't think there's been more sales recently or anything. I don't know if what's the how can I tell how recent sales? Oh wow, 7 days ago, 13 days ago, 34 days ago were the most recent 3 payments, which is actually like more recent than I thought. So there you go. There's that. How does viewership of the dev channel look over time? Do you have a graph of that? Just curious if how that ties in. Yeah, we can take a look at that too. So I launched this dev channel with the last game, and this channel I think has grown since then. So there's that as well. That's also a factor potentially we could look at as well. Oh hey, that takes you up to 4-digit total if you include licensing. Yeah. So we had the licensing, and that was our gross rev. Yeah, if we put this figure in, is this still this still got the calculation? Can I just do this? Yeah. So that would bring us over, and this is in US dollars as well. These figures are US dollars figures. So for Australian dollars, I think that might be. This is just a really rough calculation because I don't have exactly what an Australian dollar figure is, but that seems to be roughly what it is. Which is really good, honestly. It's very good. For remembering that this was 2 weeks worth of work. I did this in 2 weeks. I'm not gonna release games of that scale like every 2 weeks. That would be exhausting, and also I don't think the quality of the games would be high enough to consistently do that. But it is interesting to see. So that's the gross rev. And again, yeah, the average payment. Let's just check the average payment week 1. So yeah, actually the average payment has gone up. And that makes sense because I did put up the suggested price on the page too. Nice, they're worth something. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna guess about $1,300 dues. I mean, yeah, I mean, this figure is probably actually pretty close. I don't know what's the current AUD to USD to AUD or whatever. USD to AUD. It's 1.51. So yeah, it's actually slightly less than that, but not by much. Yeah, 1.51 instead of 1.53. So yeah, it's around $1,460 Australian, that conversion. It's fantastic to see your hard work and creativity paying off. It is, yeah, I'm really, really pleased about that. Just go to Google and type USD to AUD. Yeah. Most importantly of all, this creative engine is now fully running full steam ahead. Yeah, I'm hopeful that the lessons learned from this game and like the tech that I built for this game will translate into the next game and help that one be also equally fun. And I am going to be focusing on the next game, focusing on more things like statistically, I think more people are interested in games with like more dialogue and character interactions. Like, I think that's just a thing. I don't know, like I said, statistically, it's more anecdotally, I should be saying. Anecdotally, I think people are more interested in gameplay where you have interactions with characters and there's story and development through that. Like, you get exposure to the character that you're playing, and you get exposure to like the people that they're talking to and stuff like that. I think people like that kind of thing. Not necessarily in point-and-click adventure games. I think just across the board, I think that kind of gameplay has some strong appeal. That's why I think when I look at games like the Telltale games, right? Like Walking Dead and other such games. What's the one? The time traveling girl. What's that one? I wanted to say Strange something, but I forget what it's called now. It's not that. It's something else, right? Real purchase power of USD versus Australian dollar. Did you consider localized prices much? No, I didn't consider localized prices at all. It's on itch, and I don't know if itch supports localizing prices. I haven't seen that. It wasn't a hat in, Prince Goof. No, it's like, it's on the tip of my tongue, and it's really annoying that I can't think of it. It's not Stranger Things, no. No, it's like a really popular game. It's a really popular game. Oh, I'm gonna feel so dumb, and I've never played it myself, so I can't remember the names of any of the characters. It's not called Time Girl or anything like that. No, it's just like oh god, this is embarrassing. Life is Strange. God damn. It's called Life is Strange. So, yeah, anecdotally, like these kind of games where you actually have more conversations and stuff like that, and that you figure out, there's the idea in this game, from what I've seen and heard, it focuses a lot on characterization, but also focuses on how do I get my character to solve this problem by talking to somebody. And I don't think that point-and-click adventure games are dead, but I also don't think that they have a market that's very big. This game hit a broader market for some reason. I don't know. I couldn't tell you why, but I believe that it's a bunch of factors working well together. And one of those factors is interactions between characters. And in this game, I think one of the things that they sort of touted was when they talked about it was, when I hear people talk about this game, they talk about oh, if you do something, the characters will react to it, and it has meaning. What you do has a meaning. And I'm not aiming to do that, but I am aiming to have more character interactions in the next game, just to flesh out that part of my game design thought process, and as well as extend the engine capabilities that I'm using so that I can do more of that kind of thing and track those kind of things and make gameplay around those kind of things. They kind of evolved into other things. You mean this whole game? So this is that was a good point there, Stupastian. I'm gonna get there eventually. I'm gonna try and read your name properly. Superstian. Yeah, Stupastian. So yeah, localized pricing is a really interesting idea. I don't know if itch supports it. It doesn't seem to. So that would be an interesting thing to be able to leverage for sales purposes. This game's not on Steam. Point and clicks, right? Yeah. So I just don't like puzzle platformers. There's a lot of them out there now, and a lot of people make them. And there's like Celeste, like, right, which is like, it's a puzzle. It's technically a puzzle platformer, but it's like, it's really, you know, oh, it's a difficult game with challenge, and that's like part of it. So you've got like puzzle platformers, and then you've got, I guess you could say, like Meat Boy likes and stuff like that too. And these are like industrial powerhouses at the moment. Like if you wanted to make a game that has a chance of blowing up and doing a lot of financial support for yourself, making a game in those categories is probably a better bet than making a point-and-click adventure game. I'm not saying that they're a sure bet, and I'm not saying that you'll, you know, a lot of those make a lot of money, but I'm just saying, like, that's a thing. I think that the industry of purchasing power, I think purchasing power in those markets is stronger than in the point-and-click market at the moment. So in the next game, I'm going to have to go through dialogue with another character in order to progress the game. Yes, that's the plan. Yep. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Hope you're doing good. I was thinking kind of like the cat lady type games, narrative adventures, where you have to complete goals to continue. Right. Heavy LU. I don't know what LU is short for, sorry. Oh, that was a lull. Those kind of games are heavy. Right. Yeah. LU is short for lull, yeah. Refraction really likes Cat Lady. Have you ever applied for time slots in the front page, Mike? Might be good exposure for the dev channel. I have not. No. The dev channel, I wouldn't be able to apply for a time slot on the front page because it's not even affiliated. My main channel, I could. So one day I'll try it. Glad to hear you're doing good, Gary. Good to see you too. I hope you're doing good too. I am doing pretty good, actually. I'm my family's like feeling a bit sick. I'm borderline. I'm not sure if I'm coming down with something or not. I feel like maybe, but I'm doing good. I'm feeling really, really positive right now because like the launch of the game was very successful in my opinion. I'm psyched to see these figures. And this is on itch. Itch is not a platform known for having like huge traffic, right? Like if I put this game on Steam and got like the equivalent of this on Steam, this would be super successful, I think. Like this is a pretty successful launch for an itch launch. I'm not in like the #1 slot, I don't think. Oops, I don't think I should be showing that. Hang on, let me close that. I was going to talk about this in a minute. We'll get there. Yeah, there you go. This is the page I want to see. I think if we go to the if we just go to, I guess it's this button I want to click, and we look at, so if I go browse games, which is what a lot of people will do, I go, okay, I want something I can play in my browser because I'm being, you know, I don't want to download anything, and I'm looking for something that's new and popular. When are they going to see my game? Like it's going to, they obviously have to scroll a fair bit, right? It's down here. So the chances of you seeing this right now is pretty low. Having a boost to that would be really, really effective. Having this go up. Another thing you could do is probably look at like new, let's see. Free? Does free change it much? Probably not. Free doesn't seem to have changed it very much. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if you're like, oh, I want to play a single player game, maybe it will go up a little bit. I don't know. It doesn't look like it. Where is it? It's gone. It's completely gone. Yeah. So I can probably, like if I click on top sellers, okay, in top sellers it's in the top 3, which is actually really, really good, right? Like I said, it's a decent launch. Like it's a very decent launch. Like I said, if this was on Steam, if like this was the equivalent of a Steam launch, being in the top 3 on Steam would be a killer. I don't think it would be, but you know. I guess I could, there's probably some other filters I could do to like boost it a little bit, but this is, I don't know if this is a very realistic filter selection. Like free top sellers, probably not very realistic, right? But okay, well, I mean, if just top sellers, it's number 4, which is again very good. The less scrolling, the better. Yeah, exactly. So if somebody did go like, okay, I just want to look at games, I want to look at top sellers that you can play in your browser, they will see my game right now, like, and they're likely to click on it too if it has any interest to them at all. I think this thumbnail just might not be selling it very well, which is a bit unfortunate. Maybe I need to do a little bit better on my thumbnail. Looking at the adjacent games, it's like, I'm not sure it's that exciting by comparison. Oh, okay, hang on a second. I think movement like that GIF instantly grabs my attention. These GIFs. And I've seen some games do GIFs for the thumbnail as well. I think that's something I want to do. I was planning to do it for this game, and I just kind of couldn't be bothered by the time I got there. Yeah, this one's an animated one. Man, that's cute. Oh, there's another one. This is a very strong Nintendo vibe, like NES vibe. This game must be doing pretty well, because it was like in the top like categories when I was releasing the last game 6 months ago, so they must be doing pretty well to be still in sort of like the top whatever this number is. Animation would definitely get my attention as well. Yeah, I should probably do that. To be so close to Friday night funking like that is pretty good. Yeah. I'm interested. I wonder if I launched on a different day of the week, if it would have been a better launch as well. Like, what if I launched on a Tuesday? Are more people likely to be sitting down on a summer night on a Tuesday than on a Friday night on a Tuesday kind of thing? You know what I mean? I don't know. Do not know. But yeah, again, this is doing very well. I'm very pleased with how this is going, and I hope I hope that the bump that we can see like this, I hope this happens again. So like this was like the initial launch that we were looking at before, and then after a few days it got a bump. I don't know what the bump was from. I assume it's just like algorithm going like, oh, that one was popular, so we'll show it to more people. Like that was popular last week, let's show it to more people. Hopefully that happens again this launch, and we can get another spike equivalent to that, because that would bring us like, this is like, you can see it's double the traffic practically on that first day. So maybe the cat chase hamster animation might be good there. Yeah, that could be a good one for the mouse over effect. That's a good call. If I spend some time on that, maybe that's what I would do. Anyway, that's the stats. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's clearly lower stats, but the time frame, I'm still not 100% sure like what the hourly difference is between these stats and the stats that we looked at last time. It might be more accurate to do this like tomorrow night and compare it then. But we obviously did pretty well. And like I said, the gross sales rev is just up, and that's like, obviously that's like the key factor. It doesn't, like, having bigger numbers is good, but having gross sales be higher, like, that's the ultimate value, right? That's like, you know, what I can put in my pocket after taking out taxes and exchanges and whatever. It's great. It's really good. How quickly did streamers play the previous game versus this one? Obviously, McCaw and Rig haven't played it yet. I don't know. I think, so pre-release, I sent it to Doc to do some testing, and he streamed it, and that was fine. I think, and this time I wanted to avoid having somebody stream it before it was out, because I wanted people to be able to play it if they liked the look of it. Anecdotally, from seeing it streamed today with Ash, quite a number of people in the chat were like, "Oh, I'm going to go play this now," which is cool. I like your thumbnail as it is. It's simple, but communicates the Day of the Tentacle inspiration well. Yeah, I think it does too. I think if you're that kind of person and you're browsing itch and you see that, you'll be like, oh, that looks like it could be Day of the Tentacle style game. I'll click on it and try it out. For like your average like 20-year-old or like 15-year-old who's on itch just looking for some cool new games to play for free, I don't know if they would click on it. That's like the question mark, right? Congrats, man. A whole lot to celebrate here. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Razor. Seeing other people stream it is going to be pretty important. I'm looking forward to catching some more. So the last game, actually, I don't remember how long it took, but going to Day of the Sandwich. Can I just go to my games? Is it view profile? A lot of people started posting things, posting videos of them playing it. Yeah, so I'm not sure how close this was to like launch, right? Like the exact 138 days ago, which was the 16th. So it's like basically the day after. Because I'm pretty sure I launched on the 15th. So it was very quick to get attention and people decided to like create YouTube videos of it and post them. I haven't seen that this time. So I don't know if it'll have the same momentum. It probably took a little bit longer for some of those videos to come through. I love comments like this. Yeah, okay, so like, I guess this might be the next one. And it's a little bit later. So 130 days, which is 25th. So yeah, there's still time. There's still time for people to discover the game and decide to make a video of it. Interesting. Thumbnail of other games I see there don't catch my attention. Maybe that's what kids would choose. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. And I think one of the things that, like, one thing that's really popular right now and has been for several years is the spooky games, right? And like, this is not going to qualify as one of those. So I need to think about how to find the audience, and I don't know that itch is the place to find the audience. I haven't really promoted it much anywhere else though, right? I haven't promoted it. Basically, I tweeted and Mastodon posted, and I posted on itch. That's basically it. Oh, I also did eventually get this thing up. It wasn't working on the day I launched, and I couldn't get it to work for a while. I had to like fiddle with it. Finally, I got it working today or yesterday or whenever it went up. So hey Ash, well, hello, good to see you. Welcome. Thank you so much for playing the game. I had a blast watching you play it. It was nerve-wracking. I was worried that you weren't going to find some stuff, but you did. You managed to get through it, and based on like watching your playthrough, I was like, okay, I think I can make this a little bit smoother for future players, so I'm going to do a little bit of a patch. But it was the literal best. Thank you. I had so much fun making it. I'm glad. It was really fun to watch you playing it too. And I did intentionally make some parts of it like, annoying is the wrong word, but difficult is the right word probably. I intentionally made it difficult because I wanted people to feel like, oh, I'm stuck, I need to solve this, okay, and think about it. And you did. And yeah, it was really cool to see the playthrough. I had such a good time. I'm still blown away how much content people are getting out of the game, because like, I really was worried that people weren't going to get 20 minutes out of it. I was worried people were going to play the game and be like, it's like, you know, a 20-minute game. But it seems like on average it's been over an hour, so at least over an hour. Yeah, Sonnevel was a couple of hours. I think DC Bueller did it in just over an hour and 20 or so. Around about that mark. So I haven't seen that many playthroughs yet. But what I've seen, it seems to be like the average is probably hitting like around about 1.5 to 2 hours, which is crazy. It was way, way more content than I anticipated. I thought we were, yeah, I was actually worried people were going to be finishing the game in like 20 minutes and like, oh, there's not much content there. Because I thought I put so much more effort into this one than the first one. Like it's 40 days worth of streams over 2.5 months or so. Compared to like 2 weeks of work. So, I think it paid off. Hey, every gosh darn name, great to see you. You have some way to go before you got as much content as Discworld, though. Years and years worth of content. Well, yeah. Basically, I have to take some content out of the game to make it last as long as Discworld. Yeah, some a couple of hours. I think my mostly blind playthrough was 30 to 40 minutes. Yeah, but you did know some answers because you'd been hanging out in the dev streams as well. So I think for somebody who's familiar, 30-40 minutes sounds about right for like just a casual playthrough. And if you've played through it a lot, then you probably can do it in like the under 20, under 10 minutes kind of time frame. Truly felt like a game LucasArts could have made. Oh man. See, I'm not going to be able to take the grin off my face now, because that's kind of like obviously a huge inspiration of the LucasArts games. And oh man, I would absolutely love to be able to get the attention of someone like Ron Gilbert or Tim Schafer or someone like that. Like if they saw the game and said like, oh, this is cool, it reminds me of our old games, that would be like, that's the dream, right? That's the dream. And I love that the door doesn't automatically open like you had to work for it. Yeah, you got to do the work. You got to put the work in. As long as someone don't call it a game that Sierra could have made. Next game is going to take a lot of digs at Sierra games in a fun way, I hope. The main character of the next game is called Sierra. That's like a code name. I've decided that's going to be a code name just so that because Sierra, the only Sierra that I know of is Sierra Williams, who's a tennis player, and like it doesn't seem like a very common name. So I was like, call it Sierra is their code name, and then I can kind of like play a little bit more with the character design. Oh, that's Serena, isn't it? Not Sierra. Oh, you're right. It is Serena. I totally got that wrong. Serena. Oops. Then I don't know any Sierras. I'm not a huge tennis fan. I just remember that name, but it was Serena Williams. Now that you've said it, I'm like, obviously it is. She just unfollowed. Yeah, Serena Williams. I'm sorry. She's unfollowed. It's okay. I'll make it up to her. I'll name a character Serena in the next game. Just to be extra confusing. I noticed the Lemming on the bookshelf when I rewatched the VOD. Oh, nice! I'm glad you noticed it. The bookshelf has like a bunch of cute stuff on there, like a bunch of like ideas, and I was like, I did that. It was one of the last things I did for the game was like getting the intro cutscene done. And after I'd finished the bookshelf and I saw it in the game, I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't knock that bookshelf over. But obviously it had to be knocked over for the hamster to be trapped in the tunnel, so it was just the way it was. I love the bit with the carrots. Good. I'm glad you liked that. Yeah. It was like, I knew that there was a chance that people might not catch on, so I tried to make it like, I tried to communicate that through the dialogue, but it's obviously like, the wording might not be strong enough, so I'm actually going to patch that tonight. And we'll roll out a patch. I did actually have an update that I put out this morning just as you were going live, Ash, which had the missing dialogue. When you use like the broom on the spool, it was supposed to say that you can't reach it, but it just said nothing. It just said a generic message because I guess I had forgotten to hook that up and actually put the code in place to make that work. So I've actually uploaded the patch like just after you went live. I basically finished uploading it and testing it and stuff. So good timing. Serena and Venus are the daughters of Ken and Roberta, I think. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense, Mini Roach. It's good to see you too. I hope you're doing well. I'm just checking I didn't miss something else in the chat. Yeah, so I put a skull on the shelf. My intention was to make the skull look more like troll-like, but I couldn't be bothered. I kind of gave up after it was a human skull and just stopped. But I was trying to make a reference to not Maniac Mansion, the other game, Mindbenders. Yeah, Zack McCracken. A Zack McCracken reference I was trying to put in there for that. The lamp on there is supposed to be a reference to King's Quest. I forget which number it is, but there's like a guy selling old lamps for new. That one that's what the lamp is supposed to reference. Not Murray. I guess it could be Murray. Maybe I just say it's Murray, and then yeah, it's Murray. It's just a Murray reference. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not. I wasn't trying to reference Zack McCracken at all. It was definitely a Murray reference. Yeah, and then obviously the lemming character on the shelf as well. But yeah, stats wise, we've done super great. I'm really proud of the work, and I'm excited for the future. I hope that Itch pick it up and promote it a little bit more, and drive a little bit more traffic to the game. It's definitely like a far, like, yeah. In terms of like, I was saying it was like 50 times as better than the previous game. I think it might really be even more than that. Like maybe it's 80 to 100 times better than the previous game. In terms of like just like gameplay quality and like content and things to do, like, yeah, it's such a more powerful game than the first one. Can't wait to watch other people play it. Yeah, me too. I'm so excited to see more people playing. Great job, Mike. I look forward to more of your games and the development process. Ranting at AGS for not having basic features. I think after the 4th game, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep working with AGS or make use of, say, Godot, or maybe make my own engine. I don't know. The one of the biggest benefits of AGS is that it's tested, and I can also deploy it to the web easily. In theory, I could do that with my own engine too, right? Like if I use Raylib as a basis for an engine, I could get that rolling pretty well as well, and it already has support for deploying to the web. So I don't know, it's a powerful concept. We'll see. This is why in game dev circles they say fail fast, since every time you make a new game, you learn new stuff and do better. Right, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, I'm excited about that. So the other thing is the category for Twitch is still not up yet. This is the current status. This is the current status of it. The IGDB game update system says, thanks for contributing. To avoid delays in validating your subscription, we strongly encourage you to adding links to websites with more information, as well as gameplay footage and any other context we might be missing. Feel free to leave them in this comment field or as part of the game entry if appropriate. On weekdays, our SLA is 48 hours for English contributions and 72 hours for localized contributions. So I submitted this like on, I think, Saturday in my time zone, which is probably like a late on Friday in their time zone at best, I'm guessing. So chances are it's like Sunday is just sort of finished up and stuff, so they're heading into Monday now or something like that, I think. So we're probably still looking at like another day or two at best before we see the game go live on as a category. You could always at Grumpy Gamer on Mastodon. I did at him. Let him know of the bus to his work. Bus to his work? Huh. Hi, Timur. Good to see you. How you going? You've just released a game, Mike. You are supposed to slack off for a couple of weeks. No slacking. I gotta get cracking. Because the way I see it is maintaining the momentum is probably an important thing to do for me right now. Oh, nod to his work. Oh, bus to his work, nod to his work. Yes, I get it now. Yeah. Go to bed? It's not bedtime. It's only 5:55 p.m. Good to see you, Master Gregor. Hey, Tony. Good to see you, dude. Did you see my DM on Discord? Oh, you've replied 11 messages. I don't know when you started sending them, but it must have been not long after I was able to beat the game without crashes. Beautiful. I'm curious what was the issue with the text. It was nothing to do with the text. It was actually to do with the way that I was handling the dynamic sprites. I can show you the changes I made, actually, Tony, if you'd like. And to answer your earlier question, interestingly, carrots nor the out-of-command speech did not crash. Oh, interesting. But the very first build crashed on out-of-command. Something changed in the second beta, though. I'm not sure what the difference is there. I guess I don't know. That's interesting. Also, in a couple of minor bugs, metal detector dithering goes below the signal screen while the non-dither goes over it. Yeah, I just didn't bother fixing that. I saw that and I was like, whatever, I'm just going to leave it. But thank you for pointing it out. Also, pressing the escape key in the wall metal detector brings up the pause menu, but that's a bit odd as there's no mouse cursor and can't click buttons. Clicking will do the usual. It's not the spot and close the hood though. Oh, interesting. I don't think I ever tried pressing escape while I was in the wall mode. It should probably exit the screen if you press escape while you're in wall mode, I think. That's good, maybe a good idea. Overall, otherwise working perfectly now. Excellent. Oh, and by the way, if you can drop me the ICO file. Right, I can send that through to you again. Yep. Convert it to a Mac icon right now, just using the default AGS. Yep. Curious if I can beat Master Gregor's speedrun. I mean, I could try, but I don't want to spoil it for people who don't want to see it. But I could try. I could try on this stream. Sorry, I couldn't see any of the text in the chat while I was reading that. Pretty soon YouTubers will make retrospectives of all the games you've released. Hopefully, that'd be fun if people did like reviews of them all. Top 10 FMM games. I was expecting Escape to exit the wall mode. Yeah, that makes sense. What's your favorite FMM game? Let us know in the comments. Oh my gosh, imagine that. Beat my 8 minutes 21.7. I don't know if I can, honestly. I haven't really tried to speedrun it. Anyway, that's the status of the category. As soon as this gets approved, then the category should go live. I don't know why the cover is not on the game. I did upload it, so I don't know why it's not there. I also don't know why every time I click on a link on this page, it opens another tab. I'm fairly sure I uploaded the cover, but I don't see it. Where's the cover? Edit? Cover missing. Choose file. Update game. Cover size is too small. Did I export it wrong or something? Maybe that's why the cover didn't work. It says it's 600 by 800. So why would it say that? It says 600 by 800 here. And this image is 600 by 800. Hello, a gentle Sri. Hello. I feel like any speedrun will depend on metal detector settings. Yeah. And the metal detector in general. Have you thought about doing speedrun on Day of the Sandwich too? Yeah, you can finish that game very quickly, like 3.5 minutes or so. 3 or 4 minutes. The other page said it was fine. Yeah, it did. I don't know what's up. I guess I'll try again. My cat is having a tongue shower on my desk. Oh, gross. Oh, cat licking sounds. So, I guess I'll try again. Yeah, it's definitely a big image. Open. Ratio, size, 3:4, 600 by 800. It's perfect. You couldn't go wrong. Update game. What the heck, man?
You're doing quite well.
I give up. I give up, okay. Thanks, Tony. All right, let's jump into the thing here. Let's see. So what I thought about was this. The message, the old message was, I don't think there's enough carrots here to solve the maze. I've decided to change that to say there's just not enough carrots here to solve the maze. I should go find some more. And then I also added a flag. And if that flag is triggered and you still haven't added more carrots, every time you do try and do the maze, it'll say, no matter what, whether or not you use enough carrots or not to trigger the message, it will always just say this message. And instead of saying should, it'll say I must go find some more. I'm thinking about exiting the room as well. You'll still miss the message? Yeah. Honestly, Mike, if I think it was on my screen for a little longer, I would have noticed it a bit better. Yeah. So it actually is, it lasts for a decent amount of time, but if you click your mouse, it goes away. And I've thought about trying to come up with different ways to make it stay on the screen or like be more obvious, but I don't know. Yeah. The other thing that I noticed you clicked through, which I don't think I can do anything about, was the door which says it needs a brass key. It literally says in the message, like, I can show you. I can't remember the exact wording, but it's like, I need a brass key. Which is lost in the storeroom, or something like that. And brass is fully capsed. Yeah. I was trying to make it like really clear so that people wouldn't miss that one, but like it's the only place that sort of tells you exactly how to solve it. Everything else is like a little bit more. I don't know. The mop, I haven't done, so I have a few ideas around the mop, but the mop you can use instead of the hockey stick or the shovel or the broom as a handle on the metal detector. So you can make your own, and you'll notice when you're looking at the wall, whichever thing you chose to use is on the graphic when you're looking at the wall. You use the mop exclusively because you like the idea of it. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Also, the graphic looks funny. So, yeah, this message here. Locked. I need the brass key. It was lost in the storeroom. It's like, it couldn't be any clearer what you need to do, I don't think. But like the message lasts for a while, and if you click, it goes away. The only other thing I could do is like maybe increase the text, make it take longer, you know. If I make it take a long time, maybe that'll make people read it more, but I don't think so. Yeah, and if you don't look at the computer, the wall thing doesn't show up. And I'm kind of torn on whether or not I should just make the wall thing permanently visible. NT32 sensor module, so you know which module to get. It's amazing how often NT32 comes up, actually, when I'm testing it. It's like the first thing. It's the first module. Oops. Right. I'm gonna use the mop. You got the SID one a lot. That's nice. The SID's good. I suppose you could make a journal mechanic that automatically updates as you obtain clues. What do you mean, like this? Funny thing, by the way, today morning I finished, I got a first time ever to try the door puzzle. Now that it didn't crash anymore, and solved it with 4 clicks. I got lucky, I guess. Yeah, you can solve it in 4 clicks. It's actually, the configuration is actually really easy if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing and you just start randomly clicking, it will take more than 4 clicks. That's the other thing I wanted to do today, is just add a note on there to say you need to turn all the lights off. Yeah. So when you go to the wall now, see how it's the mop is the graphic for the handle. So each handle that you choose, it does a different graphic. And if you look around, you can find some Easter eggs in the wall too. I mean, there's this little rat in there. There's the cross. This cross is supposed to be a reference to Indiana Jones, but I don't think I didn't go and like look at a picture. I just drew it from memory, so it's probably wrong. And I put a little skull in here. This is supposed to be like, I guess technically I wasn't really thinking that hard about it, but like in my mind, it's like a crystal skull sort of reference to Flight of the Amazon Queen. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in this wall. And this one's tricky because if you look at this, it's beeping enough to think that this is the target, but it's actually this one's the target. It's a little tricky, and I'm not going to change it. I think that's fine. I think it's funny to annoy somebody like that a little bit. Hello, G Pudding. Good to see you. Like a quest journal that reminds you of your current objective. I need to find the brass key. I mean, it's in there. It's just like there's a lot of stuff that you need to do. Find a brass key for Biolab door. It's right here. And if you get stuck, you can go and look at the hint system. You'll need to locate the lost brass key. It's like, so the first hint isn't even really a hint. It's in the storeroom. Also, the game has already told you that, but now it's like explicitly telling you. And it says you need to use the metal detector to find the key. So like, I haven't really told you anything that you wouldn't have figured it out just by thinking about it, I think, but that's all the clues that you get. I'm not going to tell you exactly where it is. But that should hopefully if somebody reads all that, they're like, oh, okay, I go into the storeroom, I set the detector to brass mode, and then I look for the brass key. And then they wander around and like, okay, it's beeping a lot. And hopefully they stumble across it. And then they get the key. That was the idea behind it all. I'm trying to think how to help Ash's situation. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, sometimes people will miss stuff. I've definitely done it myself. Playing point and click adventure games while you're streaming, you got the burden of like, okay, I'm going to try and make sure I'm talking to chat, make sure I'm like following along, keeping an eye out for ads if you've got ads playing and stuff like that. And then you're also trying to solve a puzzle, and you got to keep all that in your head. It's so easy to look away and like glance at the chat whilst your character's animating something on the screen. So if you go, like, you go over here and you click on the door, like, oh, I want to open the door, and then you read in the chat while this is happening, and it's like, you just like, you know, you come back, you click, and you keep playing, you don't see it. And I've done it so many times. Chat's trying not to backseat, and you can feel it, yeah. Yeah, it's, you can't, like, yeah, when you're just sitting and playing the game, you can give it full attention, but when you're streaming, you can't. So you're like, yeah, adventure games and stuff, they can be extra challenging when you're streaming. The comment on this, doesn't matter what, if I use an item on this, I almost certainly could unlock the hatch with the metal detector, but I don't want to. I just thought it would be funny, but it's actually like, it's kind of a mean thing to say. Like, but why won't you open it then? Just do it. I thought it would be funny, but I don't know. I think it could be quite frustrating for some people. It became somewhat annoying after a while. You had that come up a bit, did you? Every gosh darn name. I don't wanna. Exactly. Oh, man. What was it? That doesn't work. Nah, not funny enough. Yeah, that's a good one. Chat is trying not to backseat. No way I could play a puzzle game with live chat watching. Yeah. Gotta be more sarcastic about it. But surely I could unlock... Actually, yeah, maybe. Maybe if I put surely, like, yeah, that might work. More sarcasm. I would probably put, I can't say I've ever tried to open a door with items, so I won't. That's also a good one. I like that line. This is supposed to be a clue. Because this is embedded in the wall, it's supposed to be a clue like, oh, the cookie is capable of putting a hole in the wall. That's supposed to be the clue of like, that's what you need to use to open the wall. I wasn't planning to deconstruct the game right now. I'm just doing it. Yeah, there's also like this thing, you literally can't do anything until you get to the next room. Like, so I know that getting this early is kind of a problem, but I also feel like I didn't want to put everything in one room to solve the puzzle. I wanted it to be spread out a bit more. I missed that entirely at first. I thought it hadn't worked. Some line about cookie shrapnel might have been helpful. Yeah, I think you're right. I think and there's another good point that I thought of later on. The animation is fine, but there's no sound effect for the cookie hitting the wall. There's a sound effect for the drill breaking, but I think just having like a swish bang sort of sound for the cookie flying into the wall would help, like, draw a little bit more attention to that. Did you fix the cookie in the wall message after you do the next thing with it? Sound of a dart, yeah, something like that. Something like a shupunk kind of sound would be good. I'm not sure what you mean by your be a bit more explicit. It's fine. I don't think it's going to hurt anybody in chat if you be a little bit more explicit with that one. After you sharpen it, what... I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. I think I did fix that, yeah. And do you mean like before the X is on the wall, if you use the sharpened cookie, it says like it's not sharp, it won't cut the wall or something like that? I think I fixed that. I feel like it is good to get it early. There are tons of items you get early on in Day of the Tentacle, and it's on par with this. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's fine then. Maybe it's fine. Another thing that actually I didn't even think about was like, you can just keep using this on the wall. And I wanted you to be able to do that so you could try different frequencies to see if like, oh, what did I miss on like the other frequencies? So if you go in to here and you're like, oh, the scum frequency, which this is a reference to, this is a LucasArts reference again, SCUMM, scum, which is their script creation utility for Maniac Mansion is what scum's short for. You used almost all the frequencies on the wall. I think you did, yeah. You tried to get the cross for a while. I'm so sorry. The cross is just I just threw it in there. I thought it would be fun. I thought it'd be fun to have some hidden treasures behind the wall. So yeah, if you set your frequency to 360, 210, and 5, you can see... you can see some LucasArts paraphernalia. It kind of looks like he's flipping the bird. I just realized. I didn't mean that. Whoops. I didn't notice the scum pun. Nice one, subtle. Yeah, it is pretty subtle. And then this is supposed to be Max from Sam and Max. It's supposed to be his skull. It's a little hard to tell though, I admit this one doesn't really sell too well. But by the time I did this, I was kind of getting a bit fatigued and I was like, I think I'm done. I'm gonna stop. Put the bird at your players, you become a true point-and-click adventure developer now. Yeah. Yeah, it's not the best. It's a pretty bad impression of Max from Sam and Max. But I guess on the plus side, that means that Disney have no reason to come after me for it. I was planning to put some red herring beeps in each of these frequencies. So if you selected it, say there was a node on this somewhere that you could select. When you select it, it'd be like, oh yeah, that's it. And it'll put a red mark on the wall and you would cut the wall. And when you try and connect the data cable, it was going to electrocute the player. And do like the skeleton, you know, the skeleton flashing cartoon, you know, you've been electrocuted thing. It wouldn't kill you, but you would be like, oh gosh, you know, I guess that wasn't the right junction. So... I want to believe, I want to leave. You like that, Gary? I like that too. You know, it would be funny, a fishbowl with tiny red herring inside. That's an interesting idea. I actually my original storyboard that I had in my head for the intro animation had a fish in a bowl, and the cat would knock the fishbowl over. The fish would jump out of the bowl. And like its back fins would like run in the air and the bowl would land again and the fish would then dive back into the bowl. That was, I had planned on animating that, but I couldn't get the animation tools that I wanted to use working. And I couldn't figure out how to make them work good which I demonstrated that for chat on the dev streams. And so I ended up just cutting back on like the animation ideas because I was like, I don't have good animation tools. I'll just do it in a sprite instead. And I just cut back on like the ideas I was planning to do. I really want to see Mike put that in the next game. Awesome idea. Oh, the fishbowl idea? Yeah, it's a good idea. Also, it's an opportunity to make a reference to sushi from the game that I refer to as Zach McCracken. There you go. I got there eventually. So yeah, in terms of like fixing this up, making this improved, if I go in here, oh, I have to rescue the hamster first. Hang on a second. So the patch that I just made, it should basically, once you use up enough carrots, it should just constantly tell you, like, you need to go get more carrots. So we can quickly test that out. Oh, that's a biolab key. Technically, you just click on the maze. I always just use the hamster anyway. So there's 3 ways to solve the maze, and Ash found all of them. Only, I think you find the final execution you did was going this path. And then around like that. But you can actually go any of these ways in are valid. You can do it from any direction. I think this one or this one are like the most optimal. I'm not sure how much of a difference there is between them. But yeah, this is the one I always tested with. Like mostly I tested with just this one, which is like walk along here, bump into this wall, turn around, walk back, turn, walk, turn, walk, turn, walk, turn. And then you're out of carrots. So you should pretty quickly realize, like, oh wait, there's not enough here for me to get out. Like now there's no way to move forward, right? I still laugh every time I hear the like the sound is just so silly. Choice of maze route could be crucial for speed runs. I wonder. It's a good point. I do wonder about that. Another thing I did is I didn't tell the player, like, hey, this is where you need to go, and I didn't tell you that there's a door. So there's just not enough carrots here to solve the maze. I should go find some more. And it stays on the screen for quite a while. So at this point, you should know. But now if I was just to, like, clear this and not use up all the carrots, like say I was like, oh, okay, I'll try and do a different path. I'll turn right, and then I'll go raisin, carrot, and then I'll turn left, and then I'll go carrot, and then I'll turn left, and then I'll go raisin, 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 left, carrot. Oh wait, I can't use a carrot. Remove that. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pea, carrot, seed, carrot. Say I didn't use them all up and I've still got one left, it'll still tell me now. Whereas before, it would only tell you if you used all carrots. So even now that I haven't used all carrots, it should still tell me like, there's not enough carrots. You should have already learned that lesson by now, kind of thing. In the middle might be nice. Oh, putting the text in the center of the screen instead of at the top. Valid. That's a valid point, actually. So instead of being up there, put it down in the middle. I guess that would help. It's a good point. All right. Good point. A point well made. Hmm. So one thing I don't do all the time, but sometimes I do, is like if you have the right item, you have to use it. Whereas like with the hamster maze, if you just click on the maze, he'll just use the maze once you've got the hamster, which is a little different. But I think it makes sense. I see an area in my run. The maze can be cleared faster. Ooh, there you go. Nice. Easy to blind spot it at the top of the screen. Yeah, I agree with you. Switching places for P's and C's would be nice. I know it would be. So that turning left is on the left and turning right is on the right. I intentionally did it wrong because I wanted it to be confusing. Because I'm a jerk. I even talked about it when I did it. I was like, I should totally swap these over so that they're not on the right side. Or I think I said I had them on the wrong side, and I was like, I'm not going to change it because this is more confusing. This is another thing that was a bit of a jerk move. I'm not sure if I should have left it like this. You can't interact with the lamp. You can't do anything to the lamp right now. You have to click on this first, and then now you can click on it. Makes sense. It's like some people like to have mouse inverted in FPS games. Yeah. Yeah, I think I should move the text though. I 100% agree with that. We'll do that in a minute. So now that you can do this, the idea is to tell you like it needs to be heavier. What I don't like is the bucket filling. If you start doing the bucket filling, which is a really obvious thing to do early in the game, it just says like, I've got to fill the bucket up, but you don't know why. And I think that's an out of order sequence thing that I would kind of like to not have. The easy and obvious solution is to move the valve over here somewhere and have the pipe drawn across the screen. If I had the valve right here and then it's drawn to go like across here, and like you can follow the pipe and it goes out this wall here, and then it like, you know, snakes across the ceiling over to this part here, that would solve that problem. And then it wouldn't be, I don't think you would have the same amount of confusion about like, oh, I need to fill the bucket with water. That's not something I'm going to change, but it's something like, I think if I was trying to make this like a commercial product that was like better and more refined, that's something I would spend the time to fix and remedy. So one of the other things I fixed as well, this is in the patch that was released this morning. If you've got like the other items that can poke stuff. So all of these, for some reason I had this part of it in the code where it says, I don't think using the hockey stick on the pipe is going to help. I had that code in place, but I don't have that code. For some reason, I didn't put the code in for when you try and poke the spool. It was supposed to be there. But I guess I just forgot to do it. Probably in all the excitement of getting ready for launch, I just forgot to do it. It's not long enough. Maybe there's some other way I could swing this. I just need to shed some light on the situation. That's a really heavy clue. Because I figure if somebody's trying to get it down using this, they might not have realized the lamp is an option. So by doing this, they'll be like, oh, wait, shed some light? Oh, what about this? You know, trying to just push a little bit harder in that direction. I don't know if that's too much. Do you think that's too much? As a message goes. How long does it take for a run to be validated once you submit it? As I am currently the moderator and I see new submissions, about 20-30 minutes. Okay, wow, there you go. It's not exactly immediately obvious that the weight you need is a bucket of water. Yeah, I agree. And I think the only way to remedy that is to change the layout of the map. I don't think I can really put a clue in play here that tells you like I don't know if I can do a dialogue here that would tell you that. I think that just might be a slight flaw in the design that's just going to have to persist. I mean, I could try and speedrun. Let me just go fix up that text. Where this text shows up. I think I can do say at. And then I can specify the coordinates, which would be... what's the coordinates going to be? I guess 160 and 100 maybe. That's like center screen, right? 320 by 200. If I change all these to say at instead of... Hardest part will be the maze. Yeah, I mean, I think actually it might be the easiest part of the speed run once you know it, because you just have to like get all the carrots and then click, 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 click. Like the faster you can click the solution to the maze, the quicker you'll get. Like I still actually solve the maze in my head. I haven't memorized the sequence. I just like look at it and type in the type it in kind of thing. Is there any more player.say stuff in here? There's one. I don't have any whatever that is left. Yeah, that's a good one. That's it. So can you save the game yet? Yeah, of course. Yep. That's fixed. Good to see you, Disron. The game's out, by the way, Disron. I believe we've credited you on the page too. I better double check that. Yeah. So I just linked to your Twitch, but if you want me to change that, update that to point somewhere else, let me know. It's on your to-do list for the stream? Nice. There's a... I think... I guess not, Refraction. We'll have to add one. Point it towards your itch page? Yeah, we can do that. I guess I can do that now. Is it, is that right? Yeah, that's right. There you go. Done. Nice. Oh, I didn't know that. External links are always highlighted as external. That's interesting. What was I doing? I lost my train of thought for a second here. Hang on. I think we're good. So I wanted to test to make sure the messages show up in the right spot. There was one other thing that I wanted to try and do actually, which is to do with when you're using the metal detector, make it so that like Lucas can't be clicked on when he's in metal detector mode, because it blocks you from moving around a little bit. I don't know if I can easily do that though. I'll have to try it though. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. I have anonymous follows on the channel, but feel free to jump in the chat and say hi or lurk away, whatever you want to do. I really appreciate the support with the following. You know what I love about these dev streams? I can suggest solutions and they don't count as spoilers. Yeah. Right. Oh, actually, speaking of suggestions, I was going to do a command, wasn't I? I'm using Stream Elements for this channel. And I really know how like to do the things. Update my details. Why? I mean, whatever, man. Chatbot commands. Where's the custom commands? There they are. So I got DOTS. So can I copy this? Add a new command. Choose a command template. No. Oh, well, whatever. DOTH. Say, you can play day of the sand, not day of the sandwich, day of the hamster at itch, no wait, fractal mind mic.itch.io /DOTH. There you go. So that should do that. Yeah, this channel doesn't have affiliate distron, so I don't have access to channel point features or anything else. There you go. Thanks, Refraction, for testing it. I didn't even have to do it myself. You know what oh, right. I just, yeah, I read that message. Good, good, good. All right. What's this sponsorship? I didn't know this channel had sponsorship opportunities. That's weird. Campaigns available. I should do a sponsored stream. So I can make $8,290 on on Raid Shadow Legends. Wild. I think these are like super misleading. These are super misleading. Because like I don't believe they actually pay out that much if your viewers don't spend a bunch of time / money. Like I don't actually what's AFK Journey? I don't know. I even know this game, but earning goals, 3-hour stream. So you have to stream for 3 hours within 8 days. Choose your style, long stream, short session, or play while in queue. Don't know what that means. Branded assets required. What's the minimum payout? I'm not interested in the max payout. I want to know what the minimum payout is. This is a useless number because I'm not going to get that. I don't even know. $10 per new user. Right. Right. Yeah. Unrealistic. I actually do want to look into doing sponsored content on Fridays because I don't have work on Fridays. Which means I've actually lost about 30% of my daily income from my regular work. So I need to make up for it. And I thought I would try sponsored content, but I don't know what to do. These deals just don't seem viable. Like a lot of these games, I don't know. Puzzles and survival, that sounds like fun. These seem like to be all the same sort of format. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes to reach level 20. So yeah, I'd have to have a bunch of people like reach level 20 just to get a payout for them. Scald would make a good choice, yeah. Maybe check if anyone releasing games through GOG would be up for it. Yeah, that's another option. I remember seeing other campaigns that were like, they had like a minimum payout and then like, you know, you do N hours. Maybe that's only available at different, like this channel doesn't get as much traffic as the other channel, so maybe that's the difference. Or maybe this is just like they've changed all the campaigns to do it this way. Dare drop. I guess I don't really get what this is. Why do I have to do this? Can I not sign in with my Twitch? I'll do that later. How much do you figure the top streamers on Twitch get for an hour response to the content from a big developer? I don't know. I know that brand deals get way better the more viewers you have. It's exponentially better. It's the same with like basically, yeah, I don't know. It seems to be like if you're earning, say you have like an average of 50 viewers, comparing that to an average of 1,000 viewers, like the difference is huge. And comparing the difference between 1,000 viewers and say 10,000 viewers, my understanding is that difference is also huge. So it depends. Like the top streamers who are getting like, you know, 30, 40,000, whatever viewers, big numbers, their sponsorships are extremely valuable by comparison to like people who are, you know, half that. And then it keeps going down, kind of thing. Like it's the concentration of value is on the top end, if that makes sense. Ninja doing a raid sponsorship, getting his own character in the game. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, the integrations are a lot heavier for those. $10,000 out of 100. I think like hundreds of thousands of dollars for the top end. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like. I don't have insider knowledge on that, but I believe that's where it's at. For my digital game box opening, do you think it would be weird to have one of those little game catalogs that has other actual games I've made? That sounds awesome, Distron. That sounds awesome. I would love to see that. Thank you very much for the follow. Oh, that's cool, Pi. I'll check it out. I just don't want to sign up to it right now while I'm streaming. But yeah, I'll take a look at it for sure. If we're talking Ninja sponsoring Raid, we're probably talking upwards millions. Yeah, for something like that, I couldn't imagine it was like under $1 million, but I don't know. Maybe it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's big numbers. It's probably a lot bigger than you think. Like if you think big and then you like double that, and it's probably like, I don't know. It's a lot. I'm sure they make a lot at the top end. At like you're doing pretty well for yourself, like streamer level, like, you know, it's still a lot. Asmon sponsoring Honkai. I actually don't know which way around that goes. I don't watch, I personally don't watch a lot of big streamers. Like that's, I tend to hang out with like the people I know more. was a bit weird, I guess. I don't know. Did you think about the idea pitching we had the other... Yeah, I did. I've been thinking about that too, Pi. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think I've heard... Oh, Asmon is the streamer, and I have heard of him. I've seen him on YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's probably pretty big. He probably gets a fair bit for the sponsorships. It's ridiculous. Like, I think like the top end like streamers, they make like they're like on a different plane of existence, right? That's the thing. So like, yeah. I think Twitch would consider you a small streamer if you're like, you know, like as a business. I don't know. I can't really speak for them, but I think they would consider people to be small streamers if they've got like under 2,000 viewers kind of thing. I don't think like probably 1,000 viewers, they'd probably look at them and go like, oh, that's a decent size. But yeah, I think, yeah, 5K is like mid tier. Yeah, that sounds about right. That would sound about right. So I think it's pretty hard to break out, especially in like the developer category or the retro category. I don't know how many huge streamers there really is. I know that there are some huge dev streamers, like Pirate Software is obviously huge, but for most people in that, I think the bigger streamers are in like a more general category in general. If that makes sense. I don't know why we're talking about this, honestly. I should be working on my game. I got a little sidetracked, didn't I? CyberXR, good to see you. Generational wealth, baby. Do they make more from sponsors than subs then? Probably, yeah. Probably. Because, like, yeah. If you can pay one person to talk about your thing to a lot of people constantly, or like, yeah, you'd probably want to do that, right? I'm not starting on the new game right now. My plan is to start on the new game today. I was just trying to do a few last minute like patches, basically very simple patches to the game, which I've already done a couple. There was one more I was just about to try and do, but I got distracted. Essentially, when you're in metal detector mode, sorry, it's annoying me that this is over there. Metal detector. Is using metal detector. This is the oh, this is not right. Keep going. Why is it over there again? Okay. Oh, that's not right. Maybe it is in 2-click handler. Okay. Yeah. So this is like the when you click on the anything in the room, it goes through this path, and it's like, oh, what about if you're using this? What I want to do is like look at characters. So this is like E-location nothing, E-location hotspot. I want to see character, I guess. Jeez, it really does want to show up on the off screen, doesn't it? E-location hotspot nothing. Okay, that's all you get. I guess it might go through something else then, some other path. Interesting. Okay. I guess it's the room action only handles hotspots and nothing, not like objects or characters. Okay. So that would mean then, if I go into Lucas's character and go to the thing and go to interact here, let's just let's quickly just do a test. I made a bug. Oh, you can't do say at with this? String is no longer supported. Right, okay, yeah. Not enough parameters. What the frick? Not enough parameters. Oh, there's a width parameter? I didn't realize there was a freaking width parameter. Gosh, why am I supposed to give it a width parameter? Okay, I don't know. 200, I guess? I'm gonna have to do that for all of them. What now? Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe I was right the first time. Yeah, I forgot how the say at function works. Why are we talking about the money we're never going to have? Yeah, exactly. Mike, could you maybe make a marker when starting a new game? Makes it easier to highlight the VOD afterwards. Yes, I will do that. I actually planned on doing that. I haven't gotten to it yet, but we will. Just got to hold down space to skip dialogue. Jay kicked ass with this soundtrack. It's so good. I can't wait to talk to him more about it. He's busy with day job stuff at the moment, but as soon as he's back, I can't wait to talk to him about it. It's been so good. Okay. What was I going to test? I've forgotten already. Oh, the maze. Let's go test the maze out. Just realized I think I had two musics playing at once just then. Yeah. Split it up into two. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm actually thinking of adding I've got a few spare buttons on the Stream Deck. So I'm thinking of adding like a drop a marker button on there so I can like easily add more markers. He did a great job getting MT32 plus synthwave vibe. Yeah. So this technically is not. Don't tell anybody. It's technically not an actual MT32 that's being recorded from. I'm waiting till he gets back from his work trip to get the MIDI stuff and play it through my MT32. He didn't have time to set up his physical one, so he's using like Month or something like that, I think. So it's not quite exactly, you know, technically, but it will be once he's settled in and back from work and all that. Then I'll do the recordings. But yeah, he's done such a great job. It's definitely like the vibe that I was trying to go for myself. But me being a musical no talent wasn't really going to happen very quickly. So I totally love what he did. I don't know why I grabbed the cookie. I didn't need to. We're just going to test this. Make sure it shows up in the right part of the screen. I got to get my butt into gear, actually. Okay, so if I just like click run. Okay, it shows up like off to the right now. So I need to, I don't really understand show the positional stuff, actually. Like it's weirdly centered like around this. This is like the center of the screen. I would have thought the text would be like centered over top of that, but it seems to be left justified from there, sort of thing. So I need to just shift it back. Maybe I'll just go like 50 pixels in from the left and try that, see how that looks. So I did like 160, which is like center of screen. So maybe if I just did like, I don't know, 60. Let me just, I just try to replace. Man, I hate this this editor's horrible. Let's just make it 60. Is that it? Okay, that's it. Try again. Hey, Sunmilk, good to see ya. He nailed the music you can remember doesn't take over feel perfectly. Yeah, he really did nail it. And he's such a good musician as well. Like, yeah, there's definitely other musicians I'd love to work with on these games too. Like, actually, Dan Policar, the guy who worked on the music for the Crimson Diamond, reached out to me when Julia had mentioned my game to him. And at the time I was like, oh, I don't know, I kind of want to try it out, and like I'm not sure what I want to do with the music exactly. I've got like a basic idea, but I should have probably grabbed him then and said, yeah, let's do it. But I'm really glad it worked out the way it did with Jay, actually. So, but yeah, I'll definitely be reaching out to Dan again for the next game. Probably try and get him to do a track if I can, or compose for it too. I definitely want to keep working with Jay as well. He totally nailed the vibe. All right, let's do the things. Killick, g'day, good to see ya. So the game's designed to be played back to back. You totally can with these ones because they're just mini adventures. This one actually takes a lot longer than I anticipated to play through. I think on average, like, I'd say the lower bounds for most people is going to be about an hour for most first-time players of this game. That's just a pure guess based on, like, I've seen 3 full playthroughs, 4 full, I can't say my words. I've seen several playthroughs now. And for people who are going in completely blind and never saw the game before, it's definitely seems to be about an hour, if not a little bit more, at minimum. You're gonna get your missus to play it. I can't wait to hear how she goes with it, and I hope she enjoys it. Doesn't get too frustrated. All right, let's try that again. Oh, perfectly centered. This actually is exactly where it should be. So that's like, it used to be up the top here, and now it's down there. I think that's a lot clearer, actually. One thing I was thinking about, it does these like instantly practically. Adding a pause between each bounce into the wall might be a worthwhile thing. But now that I've done that, it doesn't matter what I do now. It's always going to say carrots. You need carrots. There's just not enough carrots here to solve the maze. I must go find some more. So like, hopefully that's clear enough and people will see it and go, oh yeah, I better go do that. And then they'll figure out the rest of the game. So that's the last thing I needed to change, right? Oh, the Lucas thing, when you're in metal detector mode. I didn't really get onto that, did I? I started working on it and then I got distracted by something else. I'm so easily distracted. So yeah, when you interact with the character, we want to basically say, if is metal detector equipped, I don't want you to interact with Lucas. I want you to navigate to that position in the room. So I'm going to say that, else this. Oops. This part here. And I'm just going to say player.walk, and it will be px and p.x and p.y. And I'm going to say room dot what is it? I always forget this. Freaking the interface, let's call it the API. The API for AGS is horrible. It's nothing is quite right or obvious. There's a lot of get this, set that, but then it's like get this, but change that. Like they just make, instead of set, get and set, they're like get and change or whatever. It's very frustrating. There's some way to translate the coordinates of the mouse to the room. But I honestly couldn't tell you how to do it. It's like maybe it's like screen dot mouse screen point to room point. There it is. Screen point to room point. There you go. And that will be the mouse dot x and the mouse dot y. Because I believe mouse x and mouse y are in screen coordinates, not in does it tell us that? Does it tell us that? About it? I guess it doesn't, but I'm pretty sure that's true. So if we do that and we do point p equals that, then these will be room coordinates, and the player will just walk there, and we'll just ignore the player has clicked on Lucas, basically. So yeah, let's go ahead and start again. I got stuck there on the maze because I didn't actually mind that. Oh, sorry. Let me read this again. I got stuck there on the maze, but I didn't actually mind that because it was fun trying to figure it out, and then coming to the realization I needed more. Yeah. Yeah, I figured, like, some people won't ever see the you need more carrots thing. They'll try a few things and go, oh, wait, this is impossible without more carrots or something, and then they'll go and try and find it. What's the bug? Is metal detector... What? What? Oh, that's not how you spell else. Okay. Wait, what? 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 I'm confused, everybody. Does the text for the carrots skip after a certain time? Yes, it does. While I was playing, there were quite a few. Yeah, and because of that, I added a setting specifically because of the problem that you were having, Distron. Because as I was watching your playthrough, the video you sent me, I noticed that was like a major problem. Is like the text would go too fast, and I was like, okay, I can fix that. So I actually did. I actually put some code. I'll show you in a second. What is this complaint? Why is it saying it expected a bracket? At what? On this line, it expects a bracket for some reason. Why? Is this a function? It's a function. Gosh, I thought it was a global variable. It's a function. I'm an idiot. Okay. That's not how you spell equipped either. It doesn't matter. You're probably right. I didn't even read. I'll look at it right now while this is playing in the background. Okay, I'm missing a P. That's okay. That's all right. We'll live. Nobody has to look at it. Nobody has to know that it says equipped. Except for you and me. Hey there, at GM. Good to see you.
Oh boy, we're having fun now.
Can never be unseen. Luckily, you don't actually ever see it in the game, so it's all good. What's Lucas' last name, by the way? Is it Arts? We made the joke that his name was Lucas Arthur Smith. It's not. Canonically, I don't think I like that name, but yeah, it could be. It will forever taint my opinion of your games. No! I mean, look, if it's really that bad, I guess I can go fix it. Do you have to use all the carrots to get the message? Yes, you do. I respect that the player who doesn't run into the running out of carrots situation is hopefully they will just figure it out. I'm just gonna respect that from them. If you do run out and you do see the message, that's great. If you don't run out, I think you will still figure out, like, oh, I don't have enough of something to do this. And I think the kind of person who reaches that realization is probably the kind of person who doesn't need to see the message. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's fair or not, but I am making some assumptions as a game design on that. And it might not be a fair assumption, but I hope it is. I don't remember seeing the message when I played it. Did you add it afterwards? It was
saved.
Is that?
Hold on.
Sniper 2? It is Sniper 2. Hello, Sniper. Yeah, it's always been that way. Every like public release, yes, it's always been that message. So if you didn't see the message, it means that you realized sooner, like before running out of carrots, that you might need more carrots. I didn't use them all because I didn't think my solution was enough, then kept retrying, thinking I'm just being stupid. Right, well, I mean, like, that's fine. I think that's okay. I think that's one thing with adventure games, like, having it have some rough edges is actually a good thing. I just don't want to have too many rough edges to make the experience completely unplayable. Like, the way that Discworld seems to work is, and I genuinely believe they just focused on writing comedy and forgot to write the parts that help the player understand what they're supposed to be doing. Like, and I've tried to avoid that in this. I don't know why why am I playing the game? I'm just trying to do one. Oh gosh, I clicked the door. I'm just trying to test the maze situation, right? What did I just work on? No, I do need to. What am I doing? I'm so confused. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by reading the chat and trying to have a conversation, and I'm just like not doing the right thing. Well, you do have to build the metal detector because we want to test to see if you can click on Lucas while he's got the metal detector out. You should make a puzzle like Ripper. I should. So one of my goals with this, like an internal goal with this game, was do stuff that's annoyed me in other games, but do it in a way that doesn't annoy me. So pixel hunting. I kind of don't love pixel hunting. And this game has like several pixel hunts, and I think they're fun because you use a metal detector to do it. That was kind of like how I was trying to approach the problems, you know. Using metal detectors is a lot of fun in this game. Yeah, excellent. It needs a that doesn't work message. Eric Idle is available for record the line. I actually, there is some that doesn't work. I don't remember where exactly they are, but there is some lines of that doesn't work in here. ST55 Mark II, nice. I've heard you'll have an easier time of Discworld if you're familiar with the books. Yeah, apparently. I still haven't started reading the books. I've only read one book, and apparently the one I read isn't that helpful. But I do want to read the other books anyway, so maybe I'll get around to it. So I shouldn't be able to click on Lucas, and he should just walk to where I've clicked instead. So this is going to make some people a lot happier. Because now it doesn't matter that you're clicking on Lucas. He's just going to walk. He's going to walk where he's going to walk, you know. Discworld board game is super fun, but super expensive now. I didn't know there was one. That's awesome. Merely the books, any advantage you have there is minor at best. Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, thanks, Disron, for the reminder. Yes, so in the settings, there's text speed, and basically, if you move it here, it thinks that you can read 50 characters per second. If you move it here, it thinks you can read 1 character per second. So average is just set at 15 characters per second. So if you're having trouble like finishing reading it before it disappears, you can just drop it right back down to like 5 characters, or even just basically 1 character per second. You might, like, if you do that, you're essentially going to have to click to progress the message. So if I do this, pick it up, and then look at it, it'll say, I can't imagine how these cookies got so strong. And if I don't do anything, that message will stay there for a very long time now. For, I mean, however long that message is times seconds. Lords of Waterdeep? Oh, okay. Interesting. Was that included in the engine? Yes, it's included in the engine as part of AGS. I just had to add the interface for it. So it wasn't the... I may have... It's possible I deleted the GUI for it, but there was no GUI for settings in this build. So that's how long it takes to get rid of the message. It's quite a long time. So I think that like will definitely make life a lot more bearable. And obviously you can like set it to be too fast, but I think like this 15 is like, I think that's the default value, so I left it as the default. But yeah, also the music, it says that it's set to 100, but I think it's not. Oh no, it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. Yeah, you can adjust music independently, and then all audio actually affects music and everything else, which is slightly confusing, but I guess I should have called this master or something, but yeah. And it doesn't save your settings, unfortunately. I looked into doing that and I kind of gave up. I was like, this seems like overly complicated and I don't want to introduce a bug on the last day of development. So I didn't bother doing that. But yeah. I think we fixed everything that I wanted to fix. So like being in... yeah, that's great. So that's working. So being in detector mode, you can click on Lucas and he'll just walk to where you clicked instead of saying, hey, it's me, or whatever. I think that's a pretty big improvement of gameplay. Cool. So we can package this up and deliver the patch now. Deploy it, whatever. Upload it. Yeah, it does suck that it doesn't save your settings. I looked into it and it was like actually kind of annoyingly complicated. There wasn't like a just settings.save button thing that I could type. Not that I could find anyway. Maybe there is one. Maybe there is one. I mean, I don't know. It's possible there is. I did try like system dot like, you know, I looked at the system thing and there didn't seem to be a like there's a save config to file, right? Saves current runtime settings into configuration file. I guess I could do that. But I don't know how that works. So I guess I need to go look at that. Look that up. Let's look at that. This definitely shouldn't be in here. I'm just... yeah, let's go look it up. Maybe that's what I need. System functions and properties. So write the current engine settings to the player's configuration file so that they may be applied next time the game is launched. This saves only the options that may be changed at runtime, such as translation and full screen windowed graphic mode. I really wish this was more comprehensive list of what it saves and loads. Because I don't know if it's saving like audio settings and text speed settings or not. Is there a more comprehensive list somewhere? It might just be those two options. It might just be like, oh, are you full screen or windowed? Yeah, that might be all it is. I don't know. Apparently this is on the page 3 times and you can see them all here. So I'm not liking my chances of that doing what I want it to do. AGS. Let's see what they say in the forum. Oh. Added system.save config to file, which writes the current engine settings to the user config file. Only the options that can be changed at runtime are written back at the moment. What are the settings? Tell me the settings. Oh, Sonnevel, thank you for the link. Oh, you're gonna make me read code? You're gonna make me read code? That's mouse speed, not text speed. Translation, control enabled, resolution, render at screen resolution. Right, render at screen res. Okay, windowed or not. So no, it does not save the things that we want to save. That's all right. Thanks, Sonnevel. I appreciate it. Funny thing is, if you do save and load in the menu, that does keep the setting screen settings. Oh, it does. So if you save your game and then load your game, it will actually just load the settings as well. That's great. It's kind of annoying because I would like that to just be like, oh, you changed it. We'll take care of that for you, and just like next time the program loads, we'll load like the audio settings that you've just defined and the text speed settings that you just defined. There is like the external program as well, right? What's it called again? Win setup. Where's the exe? I don't know, whatever. But if you run win setup, it needs to have the exe. Okay, whatever. Let's do a build. Why is it no longer doing the icon? The hamster icon. The user icon is here. Oh, right. Tony, I'll send this to you right now. You've asked for it like 3 times. I keep forgetting to. There you go. So yeah, why does it only use it sometimes? No idea. Anyway, if you run this one has some things in it. If you go into the advanced settings, so this doesn't have volume settings or text speed settings either. It's just like engine, like lower level engine settings, I guess. Can you play calculator? Yeah, you can. You can play calculator. You right click on here and then you click run and then you type calc and then you're done. I did it wrong. Write your own files through. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen like being able to write files as well. Yeah, I did 2 instead of 3. You called me out every gosh darn name. You called me out. Oh man. Let's have a look at this. Phone is a save point? Why would you be doing this instead of just, like, saving the game? That seems weird. Like, is their game, like, somehow special? Doesn't want to save everything? I like the way the AGS default save system works. It just dumps everything. It's fantastic. The first missing P and now the 3, I'm rapidly losing respect. Oh man. AGS save game formats aren't necessarily compatible between versions of a game. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You grab a staff and a shuriken. I think you mean shuriken. Shuriken? I don't know. You throw at the snake and you see the score. Oh, interesting. Sounds like the game from Big. Is there a potion or spell scroll involved? That's an interesting idea, yeah. I should make a mini game. Cavern of the Evil Wizard, that's the game. Yeah, that's the one. I still haven't finished that Sonnenfeld. I only played it for a little bit. Each time I play it, I only ever play it for a tiny little while, and I never get that far. I don't know what kind of mini game to make though. That's the problem. Should I randomize the puzzle for the door lock? Or is that too much of a change for speedrunning purposes? Just do Gwent. Yeah, easy. A short text adventure could be fun. I think it would be a little tricky though. At least the way that this is set up. Like, it's probably best. The best idea would be to like create actual text adventure functionality in using the default engine stuff rather than writing it myself. But the way that this works, probably easier to write it myself. I don't know. The game needs an update because I keep getting an error. Oh, the calculator game. Hide your tank game in the game. I should. That would be fun. That would be fun to put in. This engine wouldn't handle it though. I don't know. My plan was to do a little solitaire game, but I just can't be bothered. A dialogue sequence? Potentially, yeah. Could you embed an old school platformer as a minigame? Yeah, probably. It's just like there's a lot for I mean, it depends on like how complex you decide to make it, right? Like if you make something where it's like you just got to run around and jump and it's like a single screen, it's not that much, not that complicated. Maybe something like Joust, a Joust like platformer where it's like there's just enemies that just constantly spawn, and like the platforms, like as you progress, there's less of them on the screen, so you have to like get better at your platforming as you progress. Something like that could work. Do a maxi game, an even big. Oh right, yeah, just like a game that wraps this game around. Yeah, this is the mini game. An old school platformer, you would have to program yourself. What about Pac-Man style game could work too, yeah. Or like Snake. The thing is, like the rest of the game is played with the mouse. You basically never need to touch the keyboard for the whole game. And then if I'm like, oh, now we have like keyboard inputs. Yeah, that could be a problem. Horizontal bomb catcher like Kaboom. Could do something like that with the mouse. Like, so one of the ideas I had was like a breakout minigame. A breakout minigame could work. So like Pac-Man style game would be relatively easy to program. You could have character and click where they go like a normal in the normal game. Yeah. I mean, that's like pathfinding and stuff like that I'd have to program because I wouldn't be able to use the engine stuff. I think I'll just skip it for now. If I feel like it during the week while I'm offline, if I feel like doing some little mini game programming, maybe I'll do that. For now, I think we're good though. Let's just go build. This is the Windows build. 7-zip compressed to windows.zip. So Tony, you played through the whole game. You're still here, Tony. You played through the whole game and had no failures. It was all success. So we could potentially roll out a Mac build if we wanted to. If I send you this, I could add a Mac build to the page. That'd be pretty cool. So have any good mini game ideas for the big game? That's probably a good idea, yeah. Just like save the energy for the big game is probably actually a smart idea. What is press? What? Suddenly Eleanor Ray's here. Good to see you, Ella. How you going? Theoretically, the current build is signed with my signing identity, but it should probably not be a problem. Duke was mentioning he had some verification warning on his old Intel Mac. I haven't looked into that yet. Okay. Oh, don't stress. I didn't really think about the signing side of things. I guess do I need to... We can talk about that offline to figure out like what we can do about that. I don't really know if there's something I need to... I don't know much about, like, I haven't built stuff for Mac for years. Like, my old Mac Mini is like from, I think it's from 2008 or something like that. It's the last, like, it was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's pretty old Mac Mini. Wait, Mike is going to be doing signings at PAX. I mean, if somebody wants something signed while I'm at PAX, I'm happy to do it. I'll be at the retro gaming, I'll be at the classic gaming center for like the most of PAX. I think I'm going to try and do a couple of panels this year. I'm going to try and run a panel or two, but yeah. Apple keeps changing things every year, so sometimes it's tough to keep up. Yeah, if you stop paying attention, then you're gonna get out of the loop pretty quick with Apple. I got too many things open. Let's close a bunch of tabs here. Oh, I guess I'll keep that open. I guess I'll keep this open. I have no idea why I have this open right now. This was sent to me for some reason, I think. I don't remember. I'll leave it open. I don't remember why it's open. This was that. That's fine now. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. I'll leave one of those open. What's this? This is oh yeah, this tool I want to check out for animation. I think we might try and use a better animation tool for the next game. Maybe I can do more powerful animations. That would be pretty cool. I'll keep a free sound tab open. I'll keep this open. This was Duke 1102 sent this one. There's my backups. We'll keep the puzzle dependency charts article open. And the links. There's Distron's itch page. That's pretty cool. This is the current page. We're about to update it. Supposed to do it right now. Upload files. Compiled. Web 1.2. Open. Old School J! Good to see you, dude. The reception for the music has been stellar. Everybody loves it, dude. Thank you so much for supplying some tunes for the game. It's been huge. It's been huge, dude. Really appreciate that. Thanks for shouting out, Jay. This file will be played in the browser. Yes, it will be. Hide this file. Move this to the top. And upload the Windows build. Why does it have the icon now? I don't understand, man. All right, this is the Windows build. Win 1.1, Web 1.0. Where's Web 1.1? Ah, there it is. hide this file. Okay, good. That should be all good. I see you also keep your old builds. I mean, you just never know, right? If I screw something up, I can flip it back. That's awesome. I've been working really hard this week, so I missed the launch playthroughs, but I'm really glad people are enjoying the game. Yeah, it's been really cool. Hopefully you get to catch some. Is your week, are you done with your week yet, or not? Let's do a quick test of the browser playable version. I see there's a little red mark here. That's nice. Well, I'll have to look at that in a minute. Yeah, Jay was really short for time as well. He just did it. He was amazing. Jay just was amazing. Cool. Seems to be working so far. So good. Got a cute little lemming on the shelf there. A lamp and a skull. There's too much exposition text at the start of the game. I wish I did a better job of like more animations would have made it like visual and you wouldn't have to say so much, but like I just didn't have the time to do the amount of animation required for all that. I mean, this seems fine, right? I probably don't need to test anymore, right? I mean, we just tested it. It seems to be working. I think that's good enough. I'm sure the download's fine as well. Excellent. All right. Whoa. Pressing F5 has brought up the save game menu. I noticed this actually. I forgot about this. I don't know why the pause menu for web looks like this. I think it's I don't know, whatever. The gear icon's like this tiny little thing up in the corner now too, which is like, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I'll reload the page so it's not gonna continue playing in the background. Thinking about hiring an animator to help with the animations on the main game? No, I don't think so. I'll still try and do as much as I can myself to reduce the overheads, but I'll try and give myself a little bit more of an allowance in time for that to do a better job with it. Yeah, the next game, which I guess we'll start working on that in just a second. It should be good. It should be good. Oh, somebody bought another copy of the game. That's awesome. We're kicking butt. That's awesome. Yeah, we already looked at the 4-day stats today. This is what we were at. This number will have gone up a little bit with that new sale we just had. But yeah, it's interesting though, seeing the impressions difference between this game and the first game. The time frame's like slightly less amount of time, but not like half the amount of time. So yeah, it's interesting that we got half the impressions. I wonder if that's like time of day release or time of year release, because the first one was released like second week of January, basically. So it could be a time of year thing, I suspect. Or it could be a time of day thing as well, right? Depending on which time of day you release a game, it could make a difference. So... For my next plan, I will make the game be installed with 20 floppy disks. Nice. You should only do releases leading up to Christmas. Yeah, maybe that's what I should do. But then, how can I release multiple games in the year if I only do them at Christmas time? You're on day 7 of a 5-day work week now, and they've just added another day onto the shoot. We'll never escape this film. Oh, wow. Jay, good luck. Good luck. Stay healthy, dude. All right, yeah, I guess we're done with review now. It's like I'm really pleased with how this has gone. It's really kicking butt. I'm happy about that, and I hope that we continue to see some more people streaming it and stuff soon. Hopefully the category gets approved soon. I'm kind of like sitting here like hoping it gets done like while we're live, but I don't think it will. Hey, the image worked. Nice. I wonder if it's approved. I don't see any additional comments. I guess it's still not approved. Is there like a status somewhere on here that I could see? Like, is there a status that says like ending? What's my mood what's your mood recent game release prior to Day of the Sandwich? And had it been years between releases? Yeah, I nearly released a few games, but I ended up not releasing them. So it has been many years. You can't even... There's nowhere to get any of the games that I have released in the past. They're gone. So like these are... Like this year, I've released 2 games, and I have no intention of deleting them, although I do kind of want to delete Day of the Sandwich at this point. Old me would have deleted Day of the Sandwich by now. Old me would have been like, oh, that game's crap, I'm going to delete it. Yeah. I'm too harsh a critic on my own stuff. Let's hope you get that nice licensing deal with this game too. I hope so. I hope so. I mean, it would be great to see it happen. Can you still go back and dust those up? I have tried to look, because I thought, like, now that I'm older... part of me wants to go back and look at them again, and I have tried to find them. I have found bits and pieces, but no completed games. I don't know. I've never been good at backing up, and a few times I thought, like, I'm going to get good at backing up now, and I've backed up stuff. I've gone through those backups, and the stuff that I found on there is, like, I, for some reason, backed up the Windows operating system, but not, like, my other drives that had the actual stuff on them for some reason. I don't know what I was doing. Yeah, I've dug through some old CDs and like even some like online backups that I had, which I'd since downloaded and archived onto hard drives, but I can't find anything that's like worth putting out. They're like, yeah, incomplete, like more prototype level stuff that I've been able to dig up so far. Hopefully I'll find something. I do have a bunch of hard drives I haven't gone through yet, so hopefully when I find some time to sit down and go through those, I'll find something that I can put out and show people, like, oh, this is stuff that I was making in like the early 2000s, late 90s, that kind of stuff. But so far I haven't found anything worth putting out. But yeah. It'd be nice to dig up some old stuff. Licensing deal. Yeah, the last game I actually got licensed on Cool Math Games. I guess they saw the performance. These numbers are amazing, right? These are really impressive numbers. So hopefully we hit similar numbers and they reach out again for another licensing deal. Good luck on the treasure hunt. If nothing else, perhaps you'll find some inspiration for future projects. Yeah, hopefully. It's funny because like I've made a bunch of shmups in the past, just because like I find them very easy to make, like a basic shmup. And I found a bunch of like assets, and I found some like almost complete versions of them, but I haven't found anything that's like something I could share, like something worth putting out. The numbers are not from Twitch. These numbers are from itch, itch.io numbers. These ones, I just did these like periodically. So this one here was like within about 4 days of the initial release. This graph here shows that. And so what I was trying to do today was a similar amount of time, but it's like slightly less amount of time. But the graph is, you can see the graph is shaped differently as well. And the numbers, like if you look at views for this game versus views for the previous game, it's like 1,000 views less. So it's like 1/3 of the views. Oh, I'm not quite. It's about less. It's more than half the views, but not the same amount of views. But the period's a little different too, so it's hard to judge exactly. You meant to say itch? Yeah. These numbers were all from the itch dashboard. I just copied them in here because itch has a notification saying like you shouldn't show this information on the you shouldn't show some of the information because it could have personally identifiable stuff in it. So I just basically, just to play it safe, I try to not show any of that stuff and just copy and paste it here. Just keep it simple. But yeah. Lost all the stuff of my gigantic 20 gigabyte hard drive back in 2002 due to lightning strike. Yeah. I was just an idiot. That's how I lost my stuff. I thought I'd backed up things and like deleted the hard drives, you know, so I could build a new computer or whatever, and then realized later, like, oh, I backed up the wrong drive. Like I didn't back up the stuff that I needed. Which is pretty funny. You still have all of your QBasic and GW basic experiments from back in early life. I want to go through that at some time on stream sometime. That'd be cool. I'd love to be able to do that. I don't have it. Like my early projects I did on like our family 486, they're all gone, and that's not my fault. I just didn't know to back them up then. I had like animations I'd done in deluxe paint animator, whatever it's called, deluxe animator. I had done a ton of animations on that, and they're all gone. And yeah, all the little games I made, QBasic stuff, and the early C++ programs I'd made, those are all gone. I wish I still had those, because some of those were pretty cool. And the stuff I did like in the late 90s, early 2000s, those, I really wish I had those, because some of those I was kind of proud of, but then like later on I thought, no, that's cringy, or I didn't like it, and so I deleted it, and I wish I didn't do that. Anyway. Is this done yet? Are we done yet? Are we approved? I guess not. We just have to wait. We just have to wait for them to approve it. But once this is approved, this is how you get your Twitch category. If you want your game to have a Twitch category, this is how you do it. You go to igdb.com, you create an account. Actually, you just sign in with your Twitch account. So if you go to IGDB, sign in with your Twitch account, and then you go, it's pretty easy to add a game. Just click on add game. If your company is not already on here, you need to add your company as well for that to work. So when you get to the companies part, I've already created Fractal Mind Studios. So that's there. And then you can say I'm the publisher and the developer. And then you can say like it's a Windows or whatever you want. And then that's that. It's pretty straightforward. So if you haven't already created the company, just click create a new company here. And then, you know, put in your company name. And that's it. This is not a game archive. This is a database. It's like IMDb. Well, that's what it's trying to be. But this is all, you can connect this to your Twitch account, so it's very easy to do that. Once you've added it here, you can also once the game is added, it will start showing up. This is where Twitch gets the list of games from. So your game will start showing up in Twitch categories, and then people can stream it with that category. So like Ash, for example, wanted to stream with this category but couldn't do it because it wasn't approved yet. What's the licensing fee I saw on the chart? Did you have to pay that? Sorry, it just popped in. Oh, I can show you that again. Yeah, this licensing was actually, I got paid this. So somebody wanted to host the game on their website. My last game, they wanted to host it on their website, and so they paid me this much to have the game on their website. So as far as like income from that game, it worked out after all the this is current sales figures. So plus the licensing fee, that game made over $1,000 US, which is pretty impressive. That's gross revenue. This like take home is a lot less because of taxes and stuff. And even this is gross sales revenue on. Thank you for the follow. Gross sales revenue on itch.io. As an Australian, the amount of tax that I end up paying is pretty high just to get the money out of their system. Maybe you could reach out and see if they want the new one too. Yeah, I think I'll try that. I'll give it a few more days to gestate on the website first, and then I'll reach out to them and say, hey, I've made the sequel. It's a lot more, there's a lot more game to it, and if you'd like to see that on your website, I'm happy to talk about it. G'day, Execation, good to see you. Also, Rye, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. It's good to see you again. Does it work? Does what work? Oh, nothing. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, if Discworld, man. I'm glad I'm not playing Discworld right now. But anyway, that's how you add your game to IGDB. If you add your game to IGDB, it will show up in the categories on Twitch. So if I look for Day of the Sandwich, which is in here, Day of the Sandwich 2024. So this game's like been approved, and I think it took like about 2 to 3 days for them to approve it. Now that that's there, if we go to Twitch, if we go here, in the I just realized that I have this panel. Don't look at that panel. I don't know if I can close it. Anyway, just ignore that panel. If you go here, you go to type in Day of the Sandwich. So that will come up, and you can select that as the category that you're going to stream in, and that's how that's all done. That's how that's all taken care of. If I go back to here, there you go. These are the current stats. Somebody asked about looking at the Twitch stats. I can't remember who it was. This is a while ago they asked about it. But yeah, current Twitch stats. So we can look at, like, I guess the growth of the channel over the last year. Well, I started this channel on the 2nd of January, I think it was. So if we go to, I guess it's overview. And we change the period. Go to January 1st until today. So this is the channel streaming frequency and all that kind of stuff. So if I change this to, I guess average viewers is probably the number that's most interesting here. So yeah, I started streaming on January the 2nd, and I streamed for every single day while I was working on that game, Day of the Sandwich, and we launched it, I think, on it was the 15th, I think we launched on. And so the 16th and 17th were like post-launch days, I suppose. Let's see if we do streamed hours. Is that here? Minutes, what? Time streamed, there it is. So yeah, that first week was very consistent. So even the first day was a really short stream, actually. So 4, 6, about 6 hours for most of those in that first 2 weeks. And then some very long streams for some reason on the 15th and the 16th. I think this is just following on to the next day. But I wasn't working a day job during this time, so I was just like, you know, I'll just work on this game and spend all the time that I would normally be doing day job streaming instead. But yeah, you can see I had a few like quieter weeks here and there, but for the most part I've been doing pretty good. This is a really long stream. 13 hours. 12 hours. Big streams. But yeah, in terms of average viewers, that's the viewer averages. So I guess like there is probably a bit of a trend up. It's a bit skewed because we had a lot of raids in the early days. We had some bigger raids that probably skewed the numbers a bit. But I would say like on average, like we're probably seeing like a little bit more viewers now than we were when we started. That was the push to get the game out. Yeah, this is probably somewhere around there. I launched it either on the 16th or the 15th, I think. So I'm not sure why there was a big day on the 17th. As I recall, the first day was just you describing the concept, which is why it was short. Oh yeah, that's right. I was just like launching the channel. You're right. How much of a cut does itch.io take? Certainly less than Steam's 30%. Yeah, I think they take like 15% or 10% or something. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I don't think it's like a hidden information thing. I just don't remember. Are you gaming later today? No, I won't be. Wednesday is the next gaming stream on my channel. I should be on GOG tomorrow, but I'm not prepared for it. So I'll have to try and squeeze in some time tomorrow morning trying to like get all the prep work done. Sleep now? No, it's only 8 o'clock. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. And I haven't had dinner, so I'm probably going to stop and eat dinner soon, but not sleep yet, Master Gregor. Thank you for looking out for me though. Razor, it was you looking for the channel growth. Well, there you go. So like I guess the other thing to look at is engaged viewers. The new number is the light blue, and the returning number is the darker, I guess, purple color. And this is probably a raid day. This looks like a raid day to me. But yeah, you can see like we're still getting new viewers engaging, which is nice, but less than when we started. And obviously when we started, it was it was a brand new channel, so it's mostly going to be new. But yeah, this I think looks pretty normal. I don't know what else to like. Is there another way we can change this? Minutes watched. I wonder if that changes. Yeah, it's hard to say. Max viewers maybe. So yeah, I think there's a bit of a trend line upward on the max viewers, kind of. If you kind of ignore this first like week and just look at like from here forward, I think that's probably an easier way to analyze if the channel's growing, and it does seem to be, right? Like on average, these are further away from the 100 line than they are now. I need to stream a bit more regularly on this channel, which I'll try and continue to do. Is there another one like follows or something like that? Is there follows? Yeah, that might be a good one to look at. So early, there's a lot of follows, obviously, because it's a new channel. And people were coming from my other channel and recommendations from people I know on Twitch. But these numbers look pretty consistent, and that's pretty healthy, I think, as well, in terms of like a growth metric. Apparently you can choose what itch.io takes, with the default being 10%. Oh, okay. Cool. Does it count lurkers or active chatters? I don't know. Twitch's way that they calculate, according to what they say, your average viewer count should be if somebody's got your stream open, whether it's muted or not muted, it shouldn't matter. If your stream is open and the video is playing, like it's actually playing and it's not like in a background tab and it stopped playing, then you count as a viewer. Yeah, that's what they've told us. Is there a reason to make a new channel as opposed to using your main one? Yeah, it was basically the audience is like slightly different. A lot of people who come hang out and watch me play games, they don't mind it if I do some dev work on the channel, but if I start just doing dev for the whole stream, I think that they tend to not want to hang around for just dev. Lurked in here 80% of the time. Nice. Awesome. Thank you. Lurking does help. Like, lurking is not bad for a channel. I think some people see it as bad because it's not, if you're lurking then you're not typing in the chat, and they want people to type in the chat because that's a signal that it's an active channel, and that means Twitch might be more likely to promote it to other people. But honestly, I don't know, like, I wouldn't ask people to type in the chat just to get more promotion, because I don't think that's like adding value. I like it when people chat, but I'm not going to be like, oh, if you're here and you're not chatting, then you're hurting. That's not true. You're not hurting. You're actually helping, because the view counts are pretty important as well. And if you're a lurker, that does contribute to the view count. Sorry, did you say if it was worth pursuing affiliate on this channel? Does it already meet the requirements? Yeah, we met the requirements, I think, in the first couple of weeks. I think we just had to wait for, there was like a certain number of streams per 30 days or something that we had to wait for. So we qualified early. Where's the achievements? Here it is. So we have path to affiliate completed. 50 followers, total of 8 hours streamed, 7 different days, and an average of 3 viewers. So getting affiliate on this channel, because I already had established a channel and people came because they liked to hang out with me and they wanted to see, because I did do game dev on the old channel for a while, but I found that the audience was different. And so like, it kind of, in my mind, I was like, I was avoiding doing dev streams because I didn't want to separate my audience so much. But I had people would come in and say, oh, when are you doing the next dev stream? And I'd be like, oh, at the moment, I'm not really planning to do one because of this reason. And so I was like, I need to start a new channel. So at the start of this year, I was like, oh, I'm just going to do it. I've got time off of work. I'll just start the channel, start doing the dev work. And it's the best decision I've done in a while, because I've really loved doing these dev streams. I've got 2 games out now, and I'm probably going to have another one in another couple of months. So there should be another one out. And that's exciting. You know, I'm happy about that. So yeah, the path to partner requires us to have this number, 25 hours, which we're definitely meeting that in 30 days, which is good. Streaming on 12 different days, we're only just meeting that requirement, but we are meeting it. And we need an average of 75 viewers. We're currently hitting an average of 40 viewers. So if I get this path to partner, I might take it, but I'm still not sure. My main channel is where I want people to subscribe, because then like it consolidates. If you want to subscribe to this channel, I would say subscribe to the other channel. I've got emotes on there from this channel, like, you know, stuff from my games. So that's probably, if you want to subscribe, that's the place to do it. It's already like, we're non-affiliated, so there's no ads running on this channel. So you basically get the same experience as if you were subscribing to my main channel. No ads, plus you get all the emotes. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's basically like you subscribe. If you subscribe to that channel, it's like subscribing to it's the equivalent to subscribing to this. If this channel, like if this channel blew up, like say a Pirate Software level of blowing up, like lots and lots of viewers were coming in, and I would probably monetize this channel and just focus on this channel a bit more. And yeah, like that would make sense, right? But it doesn't make sense to do it here. If I'm hitting like, you know, 75 or 100 viewers on average, it's tempting, but I think I'd still probably leave it unmonetized and just encourage people to subscribe on the other channel. I don't know why I'm answering all these questions, and I'm sort of just waffling on as well, so tell me to stop if I'm getting boring. How did you learn to code? Self-taught? Yeah, I taught myself to program when I was like, so I started programming when I was probably about, I want to say 8 or so, on the CPC 464, this computer, on this computer. That's what I started programming on. but I wasn't really clever. Like I just typed in stuff from magazines, and then I'd like modify some variables or something to try and like make it do something different. And sometimes I'd be clever enough to be like, oh, if I change it this way, it will do this thing that will be more fun. And I was right, and I was like, oh, that's cool. A nice keyboard. Yeah, this is like the whole computer. I mean, it's not the monitor, obviously, but everything that you need to run the programs is all here. So that's what I learned on. Like, that's what I initially learned on. Then that was all basic stuff, just typing stuff in. Don't forget to update your bio on this channel, Mike. It's wildly inaccurate now. Oh, okay. I should take a look at that. So that's where I started. Later on, when we moved into state, we moved into Victoria from New South Wales. So I grew up in the outback Australia, where like technologically we were a little bit behind the rest of Australia because it was like remote. But then yeah, we moved to Victoria, and I got access to an 486, which was cool. It was cool to get access to a 486, and I started programming BASIC on that with QBasic, which was shipped with DOS at the time. Later on, I don't remember exactly where this came from, but somehow we got I think it was a ball and C compiler and like some documentation or something, and I think somebody taught me some C. Like somebody was like, oh, if you program this, because I was talking about making games and stuff, and I was showing my games, and they're like, oh, you should try doing this. And so I learned a bit of like programming. They must have given me some libraries or something too, because I remember doing some graphics like programming stuff on DOS as well. And I must have been probably 12 or 13 at the time, which is about the time we left there, and we ended up in so that was country Victoria, not suburban, where I later moved. When we moved to suburban Victoria, that's when I started gaining access to more information, because those libraries had like better information about programming, and I could even sometimes get on the internet, which was pretty cool. And that's where I started to try and do like more. I was starting to focus more on like doing cooler stuff. So like my interests were always with like generating stuff. Like I would do a lot of procedural content generation, so like generating levels and mazes and 3D terrain and stuff like that. So a lot of my stuff, like the bigger projects that I was like trying my best to like make work were like those procedurally generated terrains and stuff like that, and creatures. Yeah, I did a bunch of that kind of thing. So I had like a system that was like I really wish I could find this demo. It started out, I was doing a seahorse simulator where I was like procedurally generating seahorses with kind of like a genetic sequence. So if you breed these two, you would get similar patterns, like the patterns from this and the colors from that and stuff like that. And then I like after having that, and it was all like spline based animation and stuff. And then I took that and I made like a creature creator. You were into it when you were 8. That's impressive. Yeah, I mean, when I was like at that age, I was just interested in computers and like typing stuff in. This stuff that I'm talking about now is probably like late teens, early 20s period, was where I was like focusing more on like the procedural content stuff. Yeah, I really wish I could dig up this stuff, because I know I'm sure I must have it back up somewhere, but I had this creature creator that I like made so you could like add like spine bones and add joints for like where it should have legs, and you could like manually control that, and you'd use the mouse wheel to thicken the body at that point as well. And like the head was pretty generic. It was still based on the seahorse head that I'd originally programmed. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And then I made it so that using that model, instead of being manually creating a creature, you could just procedurally generate one. And the animation system that I came up with for it was like pretty dumb, but it was like, oh, if you're like the character movement that I'd sort of come up with was pretty basic, like just direction and
it would have been pretty cool to drug the cat,
and it was just like on the terrain, and it would just like be basically capsule movement. And then the legs and stuff, it would just be like IK solver almost for like movement, and it would just be like, oh, I've kind of reached my limit, so I should lift up and move to a new point, and it would pick the new point that's like as far away from it in the movement direction that it's moving. And so it looked a bit funny, it looked a bit stupid, but it worked. This was not 486, this was later. This would have been like probably Pentium 2 or 3 era coding, I think. This was like, I was doing this on Windows programming. But yeah. Anyway, that system was cool. I liked that system. I wish I could dig that up. Yeah, it was fun. Anyway. Have you considered trying to port Day of the Sandwich, Day of the Hamster to Game Boy as a tech demo using GB Studio? No, I have not, and I don't think I will. Because like that would mean rewriting the games, basically. Or porting the engine to those to that platform, and I don't think that's like something I'm interested in doing. Someday in the future, I might like to look at doing that as an option, but right now, definitely not on the cards. What came first? Your interest in programming or your interest in art? Art. Yeah, it must have been art, because like I was always drawing as a kid. Like as early as I can remember, I was drawing. I also like wrote books and stuff like that. Like every kid probably does, like, you know, writing a little picture book and showing their parents, and their parents tell them how amazing they are. I did the same thing, but like I definitely was into art, and I was like very much into that. The thing that I like took more serious, I took programming more seriously than I took art earlier though. Like, but that's later in life. I definitely was interested in art first. Anyway, I feel like I'm just waffling on. Somebody said I should change the channel description, the bio. Banned. We got rid of them. We stopped them from spamming us. All right. I am Mike. I also stream at twitch.tv/FractalMyMike as FractalMyMike. That's redundant, but fine. Goals of this channel: make games. I always make games. I've done it less in the last 3 years. Get more experience releasing games. I never release games. Technically true. Keep a regular schedule. Probably Saturday during the day. Probably at least 8 streams a month. I've been gradually increasing this as I go. I think we're still that's close. That's close. You tried typing it, Refraction? I beat you to it. Hang on, I'm trying to read your name. Liltwell. Hello, good to see you. Welcome. Hi. Okay, I'll edit this. Goals for this channel: make games. I guess I'll just delete that. There you go. Keep a regular schedule. That's still a goal. Probably Saturday during the day. That's still true. And Monday. Probably. Let me see. Let's see. Probably at least 8 streams a month. Try to keep to Monday night. Tuesday night after GOGCOM streams. Saturday day, Sunday day. That's what I'm aiming for, and if I do that, we'll be kicking butt. I think I fixed the Day of the Hamster max signing issues. I'll ask Duke to double check, but it's possibly it should maybe, most likely, probably be, hopefully, almost within 99% certainty, be good now, I think. Plus, it's got the awesome icon too. Oh, awesome, Tony. Thank you, dude. That's really cool. That's really cool. There you go. Let's do another text panel. If you would like to sponsor Mike, please feel free to contact at the business email above. There you go. Now I have to add that. I have to edit this. You have to edit this in another place though. It's kind of annoying. You have to go into like the dashboard, I think it is. Settings, channel. Here it is. So yeah, you have to do like a mail to colon business at fractal mine.com. Oh wait, that's the link title. There you go. That's the link. Business email. Add. There you go. I think that works, right? Game links. Oh, your itch. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Play my games. Fractal mind mic.itch.io. Lots of pictures of cats. That's a good idea. Do you program for your day job? I do. Yes. Without getting boring, I'll say yes. If you want me to get boring, I can go into some more detail. Please bore me. So my current role, I'm not doing contracting. Because oh gosh, this is boring and long. I'm trying to think of how to not make it boring and long. Oh, how far back do I go? I'll just go back to... I had a... How far back do I go? Okay, I'll start from here. Okay, so I was working as a... yeah, where Mummy met Dad. No, So I was working as... basically managing people across Asia Pacific region for a large company. I was managing developers and project managers, and that was cool. It was fun, but it was very... there was a lot of energy required for it, and I wasn't really sure that I wanted to. There was also in jobs like that, sometimes with some companies it can get quite political. And I don't mean political as in like national politics. I just mean office politics and business politics. So I didn't love that side of it, and I was more interested in like trying to, focus on like how we can improve the teams and how they were working together and that kind of stuff. Like trying to make operationally make things better. Anyway, so I was like, okay, what else could I be doing? And a friend of mine who I'd worked with before at a startup said, I'm doing another startup and I'd love you to come work with me. And I said, okay. And so we did that. And that lasted, probably realistically, it lasted like 2 to 2.5 years. But we sort of like slowly let it die instead of like killing it. And that business was pretty boring in terms like, it's a pretty boring business, but essentially we were making something like, imagine like Teams, Microsoft Teams or something like that, where our goal was facilitating making meetings and like communicating with people digitally like better. And it was interesting. Like, we had some very interesting ideas that I don't think like stuff like Teams and stuff like that are doing so well right now. And we were actually working directly with people from Microsoft for when we started, and they had an interest, and we had support from them with like hosting and stuff like that, and that was going pretty good for a while. But then they stopped talking to us. And then Teams came out a little while later. And so I guess, like, in hindsight, like, they had already been working on the Teams platform for a while, and they kind of realized that they would have a conflict of interest if they kept talking with us, so that sort of stopped. But we did do some interesting stuff. The platform didn't really have time to mature. It took us a long time to get off the ground. It took us a long time to get that thing off the ground, and it was a small team. So it was different. It was a different time, and after that, we just, instead of shuttering and like going away, we just decided like we'll just do contract work. We did a few other little small ventures that didn't really pan out, but that was kind of the core of it. And yeah, so then we just kind of moved into like contracting and consulting, and that's what I'm still doing. But yeah, at some point I wouldn't mind changing to do something else a little different. But yeah, working for a doomed startup right now, I feel the pain. Oh my gosh, yeah. When you can see the writing on the wall, but you're still like hoping, you just gotta hope, right? Like, you gotta put some, just keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully they'll find a way to make it successful or whatever. But yeah, not like most startups don't work out, right? It would have been cool if we could have made what we were doing work. But yeah, it is what it is. So now I just do like system architecture, like designing and building software and that kind of stuff, which is fine. It's not, I can't, part of me wishes I was back doing like the more management side of things, because it's less the kind of energy it takes is different. So I would find like, I think I'd find myself more active with development work outside of my day job when I was doing that, because like the part of your brain that you need to use for, like, you know, following up with project managers and developers and stuff like that is a bit of a different part of your brain than it is when you're like, I need to program this thing to do something. I was about to say, there's a lot of things that would have been cool. Yeah. Some of them out in a month. No one seemed surprised. Wow. Well, there you go. I mean, you know, if you found yourself somewhere else to go, that's a great thing for you. How have your experience from being a clown helped you through all this? Not at all. Not at all. I mean, maybe that's not true. Maybe there is some like personal like soft skills that come from reading a room as a clown versus like, yeah, being in an office. I don't know. Maybe there is something there, but not much. Not much. Yeah, like riding a unicycle and juggling doesn't really translate well to like juggling projects. Front-end dev, pretty sure my job will be automated in a couple of years. I wouldn't sell yourself short. I'm not actually that impressed by a lot of the AI stuff that I've seen. And I have very low expectations for advancements in AI beyond what we've reached at this point. Like, they can improve quality of answers probably a fair bit, but I don't think that the cognition required and like the actual forethought and stuff, like, I think there's a lot missing. I think there's a lot missing from AI at the moment. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong, but we'll see. I have low expectations right now. Yes, I did work as a clown when I was a kid. Just like early days. I was actually doing contract work while I was in high school as well as later. I was trying to get into programming then, get my career started. But I also did clowning because I was into that. I was into doing like acrobatics and stunt work and clowning and stuff like that. So that's all old. That's all like probably pre-25 or so, I guess. I think I still did a few clowning things after I got married, but far less. The day T1000 locks on my door, I might start believing. Yeah. Hey, Game Dev Jeff, good to see you. Do you know the 1981 Australian movie Clowning Around? I don't think I know it, but it sounds familiar, so it's possible. It's possible. I'm pretty bad with names, to be honest. 1991. It's a series? Australian children's series later edited into a family film that was shot on location in Perth. Wow. No, I haven't seen it. I don't think I've seen it. It doesn't look familiar looking at these, like, thumbnails. Get out of here, bot. You were this close. I still beat you. I gotta be on my toes with those things though, because they spam like anything. It's on YouTube, something to check out sometime. A bit of a classic about a kid who wants to be a clown, so runs away from home. Oh, that sounds alright. That sounds like fun. Alright, well that's enough of a break from being a productive member of society.